Hey everyone, Sweet Strategy back with another video. This time we are going to be doing a 2v2. So Adrian and myself versus guests Taylor and Peter. Adrian and I will be heading up the Axis powers, and Taylor and Peter will be heading up the Allied powers. This is G42. This is the Larry Harris setup. The turn order is marked here. So all the rules are the same as G40. Just the setup and turn order are different. That is the only thing that has changed, and it's a big thing that's changed, but that is it. All right, we're going to get right to it. Kicking us off, Russia, round one. Starting us off with 29 IPCs. They are purchasing 3 infantry, 1 artillery, and 4 mechs. This is the board state. This is what their front border looks like. And you'll notice Japanese tanks there. Those are not Japanese tanks. That is simply insufficient tanks in Josh's German box. So these tanks are likely getting wiped out. So we just put Japanese tanks on the front line to represent the German ones. After this, you're probably not going to see this mess again. So just bear with us. All right. So this is how everything looks on the Russian border now. Okay, some very strong offensives here. So we got an infantry and an artillery pushing out of Bryansk into western Ukraine. We have a big stack. We got 7 infantry, artillery, mech, tank, fighter pushing into Ukraine proper. We got pushing out of Moscow into Smolensk. Those Japanese tanks are not long for this earth. Same as the Belarusian stack, and the 1 infantry and 1 tank are also under attack. So, those are the combat moves. Everything else that Russia has will be non-combat. So we're going to roll this out and see how it plays out. And this is how the combats went. Steaming into Ukraine, losing like 4 infantry there, losing a guy here. Unable to take Belarus. The fighter is all that remained there. Took the Baltic states. Yeah, pushing in pretty strongly. This is what they're left with. So now we move to the non-combat phase. All right, so this is how it all happened. Moving troops around in such a way that 2 infantry are in Amur and 3 are in Buryatia. The 2 guys from Yenisei moving down into some other tough Russian name. And everything kind of just moving westward, and the purchases have been placed. Yeah, so stack here, stack here. Actually, nothing can be placed in Ukraine, obviously. Nothing can be placed in Ukraine, so just Moscow and Novgorod, and that's it. The Russians end their turn with 40 IPCs. That moves us on to the next nation. Japan, round one, starting off theirs with 48 IPCs. Even spend of 6 transports and 2 infantry. And this is how the board looks for them. They are just all over the place. If I zoom out, it looks too small, so I just have to pan all over the place here to show you guys that they have a presence relatively on every front in Asia. So this is how it looks right before they conduct their first combat moves. All right, making quite a few strong pushes. So we got all the planes coming from Japan into here, and some ships moving in as well. All these planes have 1 movement left, except for the strategic bomber. It's got a bit more, so it can get out of dodge. We got some ships and planes coming here to attack this destroyer cruiser and battleship. And we are just doing a completely full push into China here. So we got like 5 infantry and 2 artillery going into Yunnan, and the 1 guy from Kiangsi going into Hunan, and just a whole bit a westward push, just going into the mainland, into the Asian mainland. All right, so we're going to have to roll that out and see how it ends up. After much deliberating on the Allied side, they've chosen to scramble the Hawaiian fighters. All right, now we'll roll them out, see how they end up. All right, we just saw some of the most intense dice rolling I've ever seen. Everything went pretty kosher over here. But over here, bloodbath, absolute bloodbaths. Like the Americans fighting tooth and nail to keep their stuff. So they managed to save their transport, but that at the loss of everything that was there. And they managed to wipe out everything that the Japanese brought at them here and kept 1 fighter. So not off to the best start as Japan, but at least we're I can't even say we're trading even. I don't know what it is. But all right, that's that. Let's move on to the non-combat, see if we can get a secure position here. All right, for non-combat, pushing these guys west, pushing those guys west. everything consolidated in two places Navy-wise. So we got a carrier, battleship, destroyer, 2 transports here, 2 loaded carriers, cruiser, battleship here. That's pretty much it. Purchase of 6 transports and 2 infantry placed at home. Japan leaving this term with 52 IPCs in the bank. That moves us to the next nation. USA, round 1, coming in with 50 IPCs, purchasing a transport, a destroyer, and 2 carriers for 47 IPCs, keeping 3 in the piggy bank. All right, so this is the board state for them in the Pacific, and over in Europe, it is very much just this is how it starts. There's nothing that we as the Axis could do to stop that, so that's how it is. All right, let's see what they do for their combat phase. Only combat move for US, sending the destroyer and bomber into Season 107 to knock out those German subs. Over on the Pacific side, it will just be non-combats. All right, let's roll this out, see what happens. All right, totally predictable outcome there. We didn't even get the hit back on the subs, and then the non-combats are as follows. The 2 transports come down to Gibraltar, unload 2 men, an arty, and a tank, and then the fighter and bomber move here. I believe that's it on this side, leaving behind an infantry and 2 mechs. Over on this side, the transport that survived stole a man and an arty and took off to Hawaii, and the fighter and attack bomber that were there went with them. The fleet that was in 10 came down to 24. And it's just an absolute mess on the Hawaiian Islands, and the purchase is placed. All right, so that will bring us to collecting income now. 73 IPCs. 73 IPCs. They kept 3, and they got a bonus of 20 for all the jazz that America gets. They just get so much cash. So 73 IPCs for their second round purchase. That will bring us to the next nation. China, round 1, coming in with 12 IPCs, purchasing 4 guys. That's what 4 guys looks like. All right, so we'll move right into, I believe you guys have no combat. So you guys are just going to do non-combat and place a purchase?
We could take Hunan with the 1 infantry, see if we can kill it.
You guys want to go for that?
Probably worth it.
Well, they might go for that.
Gamba.
They went for it. All right, we'll roll that out and see how that plays out. Incredible. They got it. And what's funny is the guy got the hit, not the fighter. So the fighter just went back home after doing nothing. And obviously the Japanese guy didn't get the hit back. So the purchase slides under here. What it ends up looking like is 8 infantry and 1 fighter holding down the Szechuan sauce. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 IPCs to the Chinese coffers. That'll bring us to the next nation. Germany, round 1, coming in with 54 IPCs, purchasing 10 infantry, carrier, 2 artillery for 54 IPCs. All right, let's get into the combat movement phase. For combat moves, we have a sub and a cruiser moving 1, 2, 3 into the battleship, followed by the fighter and attack bomber going 1, 2, 3. They have 2 movements left, so you can guess what they're going to be caught by. And then stepping out of Finland into Karelia, seizing one guy from Eastern Poland goes to the Baltic states, and the other guy goes to Ukraine, followed by 2 planes each, just trying to knock out these 2 artillery. I think that's it for fights. We'll roll those out quick, see how we do. All right, obviously successful walk-in, successful here, lost 1 guy here, mega success here. Amazing. All right, let's get into the non-combats. For non-combat, the 1 sub goes 1, 2 up into there, consolidating in Norway for 4 men there. The planes and everything that can go to Eastern Poland goes, except for this guy steps out of... 1 guy steps out of, I think he comes from Romania, and he goes to Bessarabia. Yeah, that makes sense, I think. And slowly moving troops this way, slowly moving everything this way, consolidating our slow units in Paris and all of our fast units, trucking it east. Destroyer and transport just slide into here. 1 tank and 1 infantry are in northern Italy. 4 infantry and an artillery, anti-aircraft gun, and bomber are in Paris. We got 2 infantry, anti-aircraft gun staying in Western Germany. We have 3 fighters, an attack bomber in Western Germany. Our carrier picked up those 2 guys. The transport slid in with the carrier. We got a cruiser and sub that fought, so they stay there. That's pretty much it. And then last movement is this mech and tank just rolled on back 1. They just slid into Libya there. All right. So now we just have to count up what we're making. All right, after counting it all up, 55 IPCs to the German coffers. We are looking at double and triple counted it. We're sitting at 50 IPCs plus our Norway-Sweden bonus of 5, putting us at 55 IPCs. That moves us on to the next nation. Okay, round 1. Coming in on the Europe side with 31 IPCs, purchasing 3 infantry, a minor complex, and a fighter. With 10 IPCs on the Pacific side, purchasing just a fighter. All right, let's see how these combat moves look. All right, for combats, the destroyer that was 106 goes 1, 2, 3, attacking the cruiser and sub, joined by 1 fighter, 1 TAC, 1 strategic bomber. Rommel's getting pushed back via the 1 artillery, 1 mech, 1 fighter, and 1 tactical bomber are just attacking this infantry and artillery that were abandoned into Brook. And over on the Pacific side, we got the transport comes out, grabs the guy from the West India, so 1, 2, 3, drops him and an artillery in Sumatra, supported by a fighter and attack bomber. And that's it. We'll roll those out and see how they end up. Right, a semi-success for the Axis here, taking out all land units, not losing to Brook. It's not worth anything, so it doesn't matter. And another semi-success here, where they rolled everything, only got 1 hit, and the cruiser got a hit back. They opted to lose their destroyer, so the sub stays there. And it's not the juiciest, but it's still a convoy zone. And the poor Japanese, they continue to roll poorly. Just it is what it is. All right, let's move on to the non-combats. All right, for non-combats and troop placement, moving 1 guy up here, placing the factory there, and the rest of the purchase there. Destroyer went there. From here, right? 1, 2, went up there. And I'm assuming you placed one of those guys there from the purchase. That makes sense. Convoyed the sub, took away 1 IPC, and really no movements here, just placing the fighter. All right, I think that's it. Collecting 14 IPCs here and 35 IPCs there. That will move us to the next nation. Italy, round 1, coming in with $10. And we are purchasing a transport and keeping 3 IPCs. So, and just one quick thing, the British also landed all their planes in Gibraltar, and just for the sake of sanity and for everyone wondering at home, none of this is in Spain, it's all in Gibraltar, but we just have it laid out really well so that you can see at home what exactly is in Gibraltar. I'll try and do that for whenever there's a big stack in Gibraltar, just to make it obvious for what's in there. All right, so let's move to the combat phase for Italy. All right, for combat, all we do is we pull with our transport here, load up the guy from Albania, and unload him in Cyprus. So let's see what we can do for non-combats. Get ourselves in a good position. For non-combat, bringing this mech down into here, consolidating the fleet in that sea zone. Just place the purchase there while I'm at it. The fighter comes 1, 2, 3. The fighter comes down from northern Italy, and the fighter that was there stays there. So we got 3 fighters, attack bomber, 2 infantry, and oh, you know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm gonna stack the anti-aircraft guns together on the capital, just because it'll make me happy, I guess. The artillery stays there. The tank, strategic bomber, and 1 infantry move to Paris. And the tank that was in Albania moves 1, 2 up into Romania. I believe that is it. Italy has 1 bonus, and it's still at 10 IPCs. So 10 IPCs plus 5 for no enemy ships, surface ships being in the Mediterranean. 15 IPCs plus the 3 we kept. 18 IPCs to the...
Plus 1. Yeah.
No, that's it's this plus 1, but it's down 1 here. So it stays at 10. So, but yes, thank you. I should have pointed that out also for the audience. In this setup, you start with Tunisia, but you're down Ethiopia. So it just I don't know if Larry Harris did it that way on purpose so that Italy could just stay with its $10. Maybe, I don't know. But that's how it is. I'm not going to complain. 10 is better than 9. 15 plus 3, 18 IPCs to Italy. All right, that moves us to the next nation. ANZAC, round 1. Yeah, there's their third fighter. All right, one fighter for ANZAC. Let's see what they've got going on for combat. Alright, there were no combats. The destroyer's being cheeky and coming here. This transport went 1, picked up the New Zealander, and 2, 3, dropped him here. Artillery went down, and a guy, I'm guessing? No. The guy from Western Australia moved in, and this guy's from New Zealand, and the artillery's from Queensland. Everything else goes back into New South Wales, and the purchase is placed. And the cruiser that was here goes 1, 2, 3, and is being super inconspicuous in the American fleet. All right, that is it for ANZAC. ANZAC collects 10 IPCs. That'll move us to the final nation of the round. France, round 1, starting off with no IPCs. It just has a destroyer in 83. Actually, this should be a cruiser. Yeah, it's a cruiser in 83, a destroyer in 72, guy in Syria, guy in Algeria, guy in Morocco, 2 guys in London or England, and 1 fighter there. So we'll just be some quick movement here. Only combat move is this guy stepping into Tunisia and taking it back. And for the rest of the movements, the cruiser moves up 1. The French West Africa guy goes to French Central Africa. The Morocco guy goes to Algeria. Those guys stay, as well as the fighter. The Syrian goes to Transjordan. And the destroyer goes 1, 2 into the Red Sea. That is a wrap for round 1. That will bring us to the next nation, round 2. Russia, round 2, coming into this turn with 40 IPCs, purchasing 1 artillery, 2 infantry, and 5 tanks. Let's see what they do with what they have on the board. For fights, taking a fighter and attack bomber and 1 infantry into the Baltic states, and 2 fighters and 1 infantry into Karelia, and the sub goes from 127 to 126, 125, and sneakily sneak attacking this carrier. Unexpected. We'll see how that goes. Could go both ways. Yeah, we'll roll these out. Be back with how they turn out. It couldn't have gone better for me. So, like, we technically lost, but got the hit back here, got the hit back there, didn't even take a hit here. So, amazingly for me, not so great for Taylor, but we'll see what he does for his non-combat moves. One thing we did forget to, or I should say, Taylor forgot, is just blitz a tank through here. We're gonna give him this freebie. We're gonna give this mulligan. So 1 tank is blitzing from Smolensk to Novgorod, Leningrad. Thank you. Yeah, Leningrad. All right, so that happened. All right, and we'll just quickly finish up the non-combats. All right, non-combats are done. We got 7 infantry in Leningrad because the 2 infantry and artillery were also placed. And just kind of moving stuff in this kind of general direction, leaving that like that. So he's got 2 infantry in Buryatia, I think is the right way to pronounce that, and 3 in Amur. We got a guy in Rostov, a guy in Tambov. Well, when I say we, I mean he or they. 5 infantry, 2 tanks, a mech, another 4 mech, and 2 artillery and 2 anti-aircraft guns. It's all kind of improperly chipped, but we'll fix that as the game goes on. That's all sitting tight in Bryansk. Purchase of 5 tanks placed there, and we already talked about the purchase placed there. Russia is ending its turn with, we'll quickly add up what they got. They're sitting at 34. They're down 1, 2, 3 from 37, so 34, naturally. No bonus, so 34 even to the Russian coffers, bringing us to the next nation. Japan, round 2, coming in with 52 IPCs, purchasing 4 subs, 2 fighters, and 1 destroyer. So spread out healthily over the Pacific side of the board. We will see what, and Adrian's taking up this side of the board for the Axis. So we'll see what schemes Adrian has for us. For combats, the Navy is going to be quiet, except for taking one of the transports that started here, moving this way, picking up the Palau dude, going 2, 3, and dropping off the Celebes. That's a free grab, worth a bunch for Japan. Then taking one of the 2 artillery, going 1 to Borneo, picking up the guy, and 2, 3 to drop off here with this battleship offshore bombarding. In order for that to happen, we have to ignore this transport, so that gets to live for at least another turn anyways. Yeah, and so we got one. Oh boy, looks bad. There we go. So we got two infantry and arty versus infantry and arty, but a supporting battleship bombardment hopefully will give us the edge we need. One of the guys from the two here stepped into Burma. From the stack that was up here, one artillery and two guys step out here, and two guys step out, one in each direction for Kwai Chao and Hopei, and the guy starting in Chahar went to Siuan. If there's anybody from China that is watching this, I apologize. I'm butchering your guys' World War II provincial names. Okay, that should be it. Just a few dice to roll here, so we will get that underway. And before we rolled any dice, Adrian just looked at it again and decided to send the one infantry and one artillery and Anhui down to Hunan as well. Kind of just 100% secure the victory in Hunan, if the dice allow. Okay, now we'll roll it out. All right, so this went off without a hitch. That's amazing, which secures the Japanese bonus. So that's big money for us in the Pacific. And also we completely secured that. So no losses this round for the Axis. That's huge. That's nice. So that is how it looks now that the combat is over. Let's get right into the non-combat. Bringing everything from here down. The one Korean guy went to Manchuria, right?
Yes.
Okay, one Korean guy went to Manchuria, met up there with two guys from Johor, so there's a 3-stack in Manchuria. The 6 transports took everything that was in Japan, don't mind the ink on my fingers, and a broken pen, and brought it all down to the Philippines. So we're sitting with 10 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 tank, and so that's 12 units, and so that's 6 fully loaded transports. The destroyer stayed behind. This transport obviously had to stay here. This fleet essentially stayed this way. Just 1 TAC bomber went 1, 2, 3, 4, and met up with the carrier that was there. So we got a battleship and a loaded carrier protecting this transport. Down in Sea Zone 41. I believe that's really all there is to discuss. These guys came from Johor, right? This 1 infantry and 1 artillery?
No, yeah, Johor.
Yeah, it came from Johor down to Anhui. All of this attacked and moved. Oh, I believe, Adrian, that these two need to get into here. They started here, yes. So these two, I'll just quickly give them a cute little push into there. That is where they belong. And that is a wrap for the Japanese turn, other than placing their purchase and collecting income. The purchase has been placed: 4 subs, a destroyer, and 2 fighters, all going to Sea Zone 6 and Japan. And Japan is sitting at exactly 60 IPCs, plus the island bonus. So 65 IPCs to the Japanese coffers, bringing us to the next nation. Round 2, coming in with 73 IPCs, purchasing for themselves 2 carriers, 3 fighters, transport, and an artillery. So that's quite the purchase that we're up against. Let's see what they got for their combat move. All right, so the only combat that America wants to do is its sub, and all of its planes, minus these 2 fighters from Hawaii, will go to Sea Zone 16 and knock out that cruiser blocker. We were forced to sacrifice it from here as a blocker just for lack of destroyers. That's our only destroyer, and it can't reach. So if you're wondering why we have such a spicy blocker, that's why. No combats over on the Europe side, so that'll all be non-combat. We'll cover that after. We'll quickly roll this one out and see how it ends up. Very predictable outcome. We didn't get the sub, so very successful rolls for America there. Let's get to the non-combat. For non-combats, all the planes went down to here, and the fleet went down to here. The 1 infantry in Alaska moved to Western Canada, and the 2 infantry went further east, which you'll see as this board does wrap. Yeah, so we got a big fleet here now of 2 carriers. Is that 2 cruisers? Battleship, cruiser, 2 destroyers, 3 transports, and all this stuff here. Pause the video if you need. On this side, the 2 transports went home to grab more stuff. There's the guys from the Pacific side. This destroyer moved here. It was in 107. Moved 1 to the left. Is that what happened? I'm assuming Taylor, right? And then the fighter and bomber that were in Gibraltar just went and landed in Old Blighty. Okay, that concludes the non-combat for America. We'll get them to place their purchase and collect their income. The entire purchase goes to the eastern seaboard, so that's both carriers, 3 fighters, transport joining the other 2 transports, and America will be collecting exactly 70 IPCs. And that will bring us to the next nation. Round 2, coming in hot with 9 IPCs. The obvious and only purchase available to them of 3 infantry for 9 IPCs. They got 5 territories, they got 8 infantry here, and of course the Flying Tigers. Let's see what they do for their combat move. For combat, just one guy stepping off the stack with the fighter, attacking Kwai Chao. Well, that fight went beautifully for us on the Axis side. They lost the guy, the fighter didn't get a hit either, and then the Japanese guy got a hit back. So the fighter retreated and the purchase was placed. So now there are 10 guys here, and the fighter. China collecting 5 IPCs, and then we move on to the next nation. Germany, round 2, coming into this round with 55 IPCs. A lot of deliberating on this one. We've decided to purchase 9 infantry, 1 artillery, and 4 tanks. That is exactly 55 IPCs, and we will get right into the combat move. 4 combats. We got the Bessarabian into Ukraine, 1 guy from Eastern Poland into Western Ukraine, and the other guy from Eastern Poland into Belarus, and 1 guy from Finland into Vyborg. So that's all just walk-ins, no dice to roll on the Eastern Front. Over here, we have every single plane going and attacking London for bombing raids. So we got 4 escorting fighters, 2 TAC bombers, and 1 bomber. So the bomber will go for the industrial complex, and the 2 TAC bombers will go for the other 2 facilities because they're not eligible to bomb industrial complexes. That is it for combats. So this is the only combat. We will ask Taylor and Peter now if they wish to scramble those planes up for an air battle.
I have to counter first.
All right. Okay. All right. They have elected to not go for the air battle, so it's just going to be rolling anti-aircraft guns and then the bombs. So we'll be back with how that ends up. My gosh, I wish we had. Oh,
what a guy!
Oh, I wish I had shown the rolls so you guys would believe me. That I'm crying on the inside. I'm dead inside now, really. That you guys can just see the result and guess what happened. All right, no damage on any facility. Those facilities are hardcore. Whatever Brits are manning those guns, they know what they're doing. Or my freaking ones that I bought are completely loaded. Either one. All right, to the non-combat. For movement, kind of fled out of Paris because it's not in danger right now. Went to West Germany. We're still reeling, by the way. It's just reeling from the most disgusting anti-aircraft guns I've ever seen in any game of Axis and Allies. And he rolled them all one at a time. It was like roll, hit, roll, hit, roll, hit. Ugh. Submarine went 1-2. That submarine stays to negate a bonus. The carrier and transport went in. Took 2 guys to Norway. The 2 fighters that were here went 1, 2, 3, 4 onto the carrier. These 2 guys stay with that fleet. This guy came up from Bulgaria. These guys stepped out of Germany into Poland. And then everything that can go to Eastern Poland has gone to Eastern Poland. Set up 2 blockers from Finland. Well, the guy from Vyborg took it. And then another guy stepped out of Finland to Karelia, just to stop the Russians from getting a sneaky Finland bonus if they wanted to blitz in there. With all their tanks, they would have easily been able to get it. So we want to stop any possibility of that happening. So it looks like just the big building up of forces on the Eastern Front for that classic German-Russo face-off. I think that is it for the non-combats. We will place our purchase and collect our income. 9 infantry and artillery placed here, 4 tanks placed here. We are sitting at 54 IPCs. We got the Norway, Denmark, Sweden bonus. 59 IPCs going to the German coffers, and we will slide right into the next nation. Okay, coming in with 36 IPCs here and 14 here. Purchasing 2 infantry, 2 artillery here, 2 carriers, and 1 mech here. If we said 35 at the end of their first turn, we were wrong. We recounted it, and it's 36. So they have 36 IPCs, 32 for the carriers, and another 4 for the mech. All right, let's get right into their combat moves. Okay, so for style points, we got the bomber coming 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fighter and TAC. Taylor's doing this for style points. I guess he doesn't want planes doing nothing. So 3 planes attacking this transport. Whoop-de-doo. Over here, it's far more exciting. We got the battleship, the carrier, the fighter, and the TAC bomber all being attacked by a cruiser, 3 fighters, a TAC bomber, and a supporting carrier. So that's it for combats. This is the only combat roll on the purchase. Should get out of the way. It looks like it's... There we go. And that is the only combat roll that we're going to do, and we're excited to see the outcome of this. Devastating losses for the Japanese. We managed to flip the carrier and take a fighter. Oh, wait, so 2 hits total is what we got there? Yeah, somehow the Japanese fleet got 2 hits total, and they were able to wipe us out entirely. Oh, man, Taylor and Peter. I can't even say they brought loaded dice. They're using my dice. My dice love them more. Okay, we will. But you know what? Young Grasshopper said once, the dice always balance themselves out. We're believing in you, Young Grasshopper, if you're watching this. Okay, let's go to the non-combats. Okay, so we got a cruiser coming 1, 2, 3 into 79. We got the planes obviously landing here. This is just a hurt carrier and a cruiser supporting it there. The transport dipped for a combat move. I don't think I mentioned that. This guy keeps his trek going north. The planes land here, and is that all that moved here? This guy stayed? Everything stayed? All right. Don't mind. You'll hear Adrian and Peter laughing. They're playing chess behind me. So we got the fighters. I'm assuming 2 of them came from here, or one of them? Fighter and attack from here?
2 from here, 2 from here.
Yeah, fighter and attack from here. 2 fighters here, all prepared to get swooped up by the carrier. And of course, the stuff that was in Canada has also joined the front. So we'll get the purchases placed and the income collected. All right, so obviously the carrier's placed here, the mech placed here, the stuff placed here, 5 IPCs collected here, and 31 collected here. That will bring us into the next nation. Italy, round 2, coming in with 18 IPCs. We'll purchase just a flat-out 6 infantry. We feel good about that purchase. Let's get to the combat move. So for combats, we got 2 guys stepping out of Libya into Tunisia, supported by a fighter and attack bomber from southern Italy. And then we got the fleet coming down with an artillery from northern Italy and 1 infantry from southern Italy, offloading in Algeria, and 2 fighters plus offshore bombardments will be supporting there in Algeria. So we'll roll those out real quick, and then we'll go to non-combat. Those went swimmingly. Taylor was unable. Taylor can roll 1s, but he can't roll 2s, and honestly, I'd rather he roll 2s if that's how this is gonna go. But we're happy to take Algeria and Tunisia without incurring any losses. That's nice. It's a step towards at least 1 bonus and being more effective in the Mediterranean. Let's just get to the non-combat. Okay, the Cypriot stays. The tank that was in Romania went 1-2 to northern Italy. The remaining infantry went 1 up. Actually, you know what? Just for that, we'll also have the anti-aircraft guns go up 2. Why not? The fleet obviously has to stay. The planes have to land in Libya. The mech stays there with them. So that's cute. It's all great. That will conclude Italy's turn. We'll just slap their purchase on the board in front of your very eyes. And we're sitting at 11 IPCs because we're down 1, but we're up 2. So 11 plus the med bonus will give us 5, 16. 16 IPCs going to the Italian coffers, bringing us to the next nation. ANZAC coming in with 10 IPCs into round 2. They're just going to purchase a fighter, and we'll see what they do. Do you even have combats? Any combat moves? All right, so we'll just get right into non-combat. For non-combat, consolidating all 6 infantry that were there, just spread out, putting them all in the capital. So we got 6 infantry, an artillery, 4 fighters, and the transport slid 1 over as well. And then he also brought the cruiser down to New Zealand, and the destroyer was already there. There, yes, I'm getting the nod from Peter. All right, so that concludes ANZAC. They collect 10 IPCs, and that'll bring us to the last few movements before we get to round 3. France, round 2. We're just going to quickly see how Taylor wants to move. Well, he's got a cruiser, an infantry, and a destroyer, and then he's got 2 infantry and a fighter, which probably won't move. So we'll just monitor the movements of these 4 guys. All right, so, they saw some low-hanging fruit here that I didn't see. They got a destroyer in 81. They go 1, 2, 3, and attack this German destroyer. Let's just hope that 2s keep getting rolled by Taylor the way they've been getting rolled. Yay, our transport lives, and heart palpitations over here. All right, that concludes. Or I guess you want to slide these guys around quick. All right, the long march east on the sub-Saharan Frenchman, and then of course the from 87 to Sea Zone 91 for the French cruiser. That and this guy stays put. Those guys stay put. That concludes round 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going into... That concludes round 2. We are moving into round 3.
So viral.
Russia, round 3. Kicking this round off with 34 IPCs. Purchasing 6 artillery and... no, what am I saying? 6 infantry and 4 artillery. We got 4 infantry here and 3 artillery, probably going to Moscow. I'm assuming that's what Taylor wants to do. And 2 infantry and 1 artillery going to Leningrad. This is how it looks right now, so we'll see what they can do. This is how the front looks anyways. We'll see what they have in mind. We got 1 guy from Rostov moving in and another guy off the stack, plus a fighter into Ukraine. 1 guy off the stack and a fighter into Western Ukraine. 2 guys coming out of Leningrad. Leningrad or 1 each?
Leningrad.
Okay, 2 guys out of Leningrad. Thank you, Taylor, with a fighter and attack bomber. 1 guy out of Leningrad into the Baltic States. 2 guys, a mech, and is it 4 tanks? Or?
I think it's 4.
It is 4, yes. And 4 tanks shooting up north into Karelia. It looks like they kind of want to threaten that. This is all very juicy for Russia. We don't want Russia to get this. That's a +3 bonus and a +3 bonus and a -5 bonus for us. So that's... This move really threatens us that way. I'm just stating the obvious here for for those in the back. All right, I think that is it for your combats. You're not doing anything over in the east, right, Taylor? Those guys are just staying. That's all non-combats. All right. So I think I covered it all. Just looking around, he doesn't have a sub anymore. Mwahaha. We'll roll those out and we'll see how they go. Knocking out the 1 guy in Karelia, no problem. Obviously, stepping into Baltic States, no problem. But we got a hit on him here. We got a hit on him here, and we got a hit on him here. And because we got the hit here, we actually get to keep Western Ukraine. So that's pretty juicy. That's nice. All right, moving on to the non-combat. For movement, we got 2 planes landing here and 2 planes landing here, and then everything comes here. So there's 7 tanks here. There's 5 mech here now. There's 4 infantry, and we don't have them chipped properly, but there's 2 artillery in Bryansk. Purchase placed here. Purchase placed here. There was already 2 artillery and 2 infantry here, so now there's 4 infantry and 3 artillery. These 2 guys in our changeover, where are they from?
They moved over from
Vologda?
Yeah.
Vologda. That's probably how they would say it. My mom speaks Russian. I can imagine her saying that. It sounds right. Baltic States, Belarus. Those guys attacked there, so that stays there. I think it's all just done. They're sitting at 34. Again, no bonus, so they spent their money perfectly. So just 34 IPCs going to the Russian coffers, and that'll bring us to the next nation. Japan, round 3, coming in hot with how many IPCs, Adrian?
65.
65, that's right, 65 IPCs, purchasing for themselves a carrier, 3 fighters, 2 transports, and an artillery. All right, and Adrian and I have nasty schemes on this turn. We're excited to show you how they go. All right, moving to the combat. 4 combats. 1 guy steps from Sion into Kansu, the guy from Hope into Shenxi, and then we got 1 sub and the destroyer splitting into C-Zone 16 there, and the 2 fighters going 1-2 and attacking the sub. That's it for combats. We'll roll that fight out, and then we'll move to the non-combats. All right, that wiped out no problem. So, and the sub even got the sneak attack off, so he didn't even get a chance to roll back. Okay, now we get to show you guys the really fun non-combat move we have planned. We have the TAC bomber going 1, 2, 3, landing in this airspace to be caught by that carrier. The 3 subs stay put. Yes, of course. The 3 subs do not stay put. They go 1, 2, 3, and they chill here. We have this transport that was here with the 1 guy, slid him up to the Philippines. We have this fleet staying put. Those guys stay put. We have the guys that didn't go and that were around here, stacked in Kwai Chao. So we have 4 infantry and 3 artillery. And we have the 6 transports going 1, 2, 3 and offloading everything into Burma. So we have a stack of 17 infantry, 4 artillery, and 1 tank. Living life, live, love, laugh, whatever that, whatever sits in everybody's bathroom. They're just living life in Burma, having a good time. So that actually concludes Japan's turn, they can go ahead and place their purchase. And one thing I forgot to mention about this purchase is that it actually only costs 64 IPCs. So Japan did save 1 IPC. We'll count them up to make sure that it's correct. I believe they are 62 on the board, but we'll just make sure that that's right. Give me a sec to count it. There is one thing that I'm forgetting. There is a convoy happening here. And yes, we are at 62. Taylor's going to throw 2 dice in here. 1 so far. And
carriers don't roll.
You're right, they don't. Oh, that's so... Look at that. Alleluia. So, we have 62. We'll just pretend you didn't save that $1, Adrian. So we got 62 plus 5 is 67. 67 IPCs. Would have been 68, but this cruiser managed to sneak away a buck. All right, well, kudos to him. That's done. That'll bring us to the next nation. America, round 3. So they need to respond. They feel a strong need to respond to the situation. So they are going with their 70 IPCs and purchasing 9 subs and a carrier. I imagine that's all going to the Pacific. They are not divulging that, as they shouldn't. This is a competitive game. So we are just going to monitor and see what they have cooking for their combat move. Only 1 combat on the American turn. It's going to steal a destroyer, one of the 2 they have here, going 1-2, attacking this, and the bomber goes 1-2-3. We'll quickly roll that out. All right, that's the result. A sub and a destroyer gone for Japan, and the American destroyer also at the bottom of C-Zone 16. Let's get to the non-combats. Starting on this side of the map, they're leaving, landing the bomber, because it has to, and going to leave 5 guys there. And then they're going to bring the fleet 1, 2, 3, picking up the 3 guys that were in the Solomons, and landing them here, plus the tank. So it looks like you got 4 units. Oh no, and the 2 artillery as well. So they got 6 units for their 3 transports. Those are loaded transports. They brought the attack bombers and landed them here, and put 4 fighters on the carriers. And they got destroyer, cruiser, battleship to go with it. So that's all sitting just having fun in Queensland. So that's great. And over here, another standard invasion force just slowly making its way to where it needs to go. We got there's 3 transports? Yeah, 3 transports and loaded carriers. Is there a fighter missing here? It's just 3 fighters?
Just 3 fighters, yeah.
Oh, okay. You got your 4th fighter calculated for up there, but obviously he's not needed here right now. So we got this. Living here, it brought 3 infantry, 2 mechs, and an arty. And yeah, that's actually really it for the American turn. Just collecting 70 IPCs. Was your guys' purchase even? It was even 70, yeah. Okay, so 70 IPCs going back into the American coffers because nothing's changed for them monetarily, and we'll move on to the next nation. Of course, we got the purchase placed, and no surprise there in C-Zone 10. All right, for real. Now the next nation. China, round 3, purchasing... Is this an American guy or is it a Chinese guy?
We're sneaking Americans in there.
Yeah, it is an American guy. Yeah, I thought something looked off about that. All right, for $5, they purchase 1 infantry and keep 2. So, moving... There was a stack of 10 guys here and the fighter. 9 move up here to Shenxi with the fighter, and 1 guy takes Yunnan. We'll roll that out. All right, went off very expectedly. We didn't get the hit back, so it's still 9 guys. Purchase place there, making it 10 guys here. This goes here. They have 5 IPCs, plus the 2 they kept. 7 IPCs going to the...
Fighter.
Yes, the fighter. Where do you guys want to land it? Sikang? Okay, Sikang. Yeah, of course, the fighter has to land. It can't stay in Shenxi. Thank you, Taylor. What did I say now? 5 IPCs, plus the 2 they kept. 7 IPCs for China. And we move on to the next nation. Germany, round 3. Coming in with 59 IPCs. This is how the board state looks on this side. And we are going to purchase 9 tanks and 1 mech. That 9 tanks is 54 IPCs, plus a mech brings it to 58. So keeping 1 IPC back. Let's get right into the combat moves. After much deliberation, there will be 1 attack. The guy from Western Ukraine that miraculously survived is attacking Ukraine proper. 1 mech goes 1-2, or 1-2, whichever way. And then the attack bomber as well goes 1-2. That is the only fight. Believe it or not. We're going to roll that. Well, it went swimmingly. That's nice. Now what's going to take even more deliberating is figuring out just how to move all these pieces in the best way possible. So let's do it. Okay, so this is how the non-combats look. We got the attack bomber moving up into here, the Romanian guy going here. We got the tank that was in northern Italy going 1, 2. The guy that was in northern Italy moves up to Paris, and the 2 guys and artillery that were in Western Germany go to Paris as well. This transport went 1, 2 and brought that tank from Africa home. 2 fighters from Holland, Belgium move to southern Italy. 2 fighters from Holland, Belgium move to Finland. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4. The sub comes 1, 2 down into Sea Zone 113. The carrier and transport go 1, 2, offload 2 guys into Finland, and 1 guy from Viborg and 2 guys from Norway, bringing it to 7 infantry and 2 fighters. The stack that was in Poland goes to Eastern Poland. The stack in Germany goes to Poland. 5 tanks placed in Germany, 4 tanks and a mech placed in Western Germany, and the 2 anti-aircraft guns consolidate in Western Germany as well. Oh yeah, and of course the very big stack that was in Eastern Poland has now stacked in Ukraine. So that is consisting of 5 infantry, 4 mech, 10 tanks, 3 artillery, an anti-aircraft gun, and an attack bomber. This guy stays put. He might be the only one that didn't move, actually. And that sub. That sub didn't move. There's a few things that didn't move. But yeah, I think that this is... I think we're just going to have to be happy with how this looks. We'll count up the income and be back with that number. So, counting it up, we're only at 51 because we didn't take Baltic States or Belarus. Like, we've lost these 3, so we're down 3. So, we're sitting at 51 IPCs with a $5 bonus for Norway, bringing us to 56 IPCs, but we kept $1. So 57 IPCs go to the German coffers, and we will slide into the next nation. Britain, round 3, yeah, still round 3. Okay, so this is kind of how the board looks. They're not very comfortable here at all. So what they're going to do here is purchase 1 mech, and with the 5 IPCs they have, and keep $1. And with 31 IPCs on the Europe side, we have 2 infantry, an artillery, and 3 transports. It's exactly 31. Taylor is nodding. All right. So, without any further ado, let's get right into the combat moves. So, 4 attacks. The cruiser that was it here in 79? It's gone 1, 2, 1, 2, kills these. A worthy sacrifice of, oh my gosh, what was it, 42 IPCs? Just down the tank, away it goes. Bye-bye. Okay, it would have been nice to have kept them alive, but I mean, just unrealistic. You got to do what you got to do. We got the transport picking up 2 guys off Calcutta, going 1, 2, 3, and snatching up Borneo. $4 for the Pacific British side. Over here, it's a bit more interesting. We got 1 guy and a mech and a tank slamming into Iraq. We got the planes from Calcutta going 1, 2, 3, 4, and attacking it as well. And planes that were here as well. They must have other plans for this bomber, seeing as it didn't go. And then they are snatching up Norway. That's the other thing they're doing. So the fleet has moved over here, took a guy in a tank to Norway. I think that concludes you guys' combats, right? So a walk in there, a fight here, a walk in, and a walk in. So the only thing we have to roll is the last pro-axis neutral territory here. We'll get that rolled and be on our way. Okay, the only rolled combat, they took it, no problem, lost 1 guy, so perfectly statistical. I threw 3 dice down the chute and got 1 hit, and he threw all this down the chute and got 1,000,000 hits. But that's alright. So let's go to the non-combat move now, see what they got. 4 non-combats, this guy moves up. But that's not all. The planes land here because they have to. They only have 1 movement left, except for the ones that came from here. They land here. 2 infantry and an artillery have been placed. And 1 guy has moved out into Transjordan. Am I looking at that correctly? Yep. I see that. Oh, I see. You're like protecting it from this transport. Yeah, that's smart. That's cool. The 3 transports have been placed here. That looks like that. And over here, they landed. The bomber from Egypt has gone here, and 2 fighters have gone to Morocco, also to just protect it from any Italian shenanigans that could possibly happen. Over here, they are sounding the retreat. They're saying, no, we don't want any of this Japanese smoke, and leaving, just completely abandoning a minor capital. Fair enough. This has to stay here because it sunk the transports. This carry moves up to Malaya.
Wow.
And the... That's fine. I don't know. You talk to Peter Taylor. He's your teammate. So he goes up to here. I would guess it's because he's completely safe here for right now. The Japanese cannot kill it at all. It is completely safe. Nothing can reach it. So why not Malaya? And maybe there's even potential takebacks or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what Peter's thinking. He's nodding beside me. I think I'm reading his mind, everyone. I'm reading his mind. He just gave me the thumbs up, so it's clearly what's happening. Okay, so this has been placed. They collect 5 plus 4, 9 IPCs plus the one they kept. So that's 10 IPCs collected for India. Over here, they have gone up 2 and 3, so that puts them at 36. Still don't have their bonus. Mwahaha. That was just this dastardly little Italian. You know, they think a lot of Cyprus, and the people back in London are just they will work 5 IPCs less because Cyprus has fallen. That's just how they're going to do it, I guess. Yeah, I think I've covered it all. So 36 IPCs here, 10 IPCs here. Let's move on to the next nation. Italy, round 3, coming in with 16 IPCs. We're going to opt to just buy 5. God, this is not 5. This is 6. I'm cheating. No one said anything. I could have got away with that. That's the craziest part.
I trust you, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you, Taylor. So we got 5 guys for 16 IPCs. We'll keep a buck because that only costs 15. Let's get into the combat move. Nail biter of a dice roll. So we knocked out 5 units. He lost the British bomber, lost 4 land units, and then he got 3 hits back on us. So we lost our 3 infantry, and then we chose to retreat because we got what we came for, ladies and gentlemen. We chewed him through quite happily. These guys have 1 movement left, and then this goes here. So that's what Algeria looks like now. I'll get into the non-combat, but more importantly, our whole plan hinged on this bomber getting damage on this naval factory because we left Norway open. They fell for it. They took it with the British, and they were planning on the American turn to go 1, 2, 3 and load everything they could onto it. Now they can't. They can't reach because the Americans go before the British, and this is damage, so they can only move 1, 2. So that's really nice for us. It was a very risky, especially because Taylor was rolling the 1s, and you guys know how Taylor rolls 1s on British facilities. So my heart was just pumping when he dropped that 1, and I just rejoiced soundly when it missed, as it should have. He shouldn't get any more 1s at all for the rest of for a long, long time. All right. Anyway, we'll get to the non-combats now. I'm so gleeful. Okay, so all planes land here. The little mech truck comes 1, 2 here. The bomber lands in southern France. 2 guys branch off from Paris, and the anti-aircraft guns to protect it. The 5 infantry are placed in northern Italy. And yeah, the 6 infantry that started here move up to Paris, and there's 2 tanks there now as well. So, I believe we're still sitting at 16 IPCs. The med is clear. We're sitting at 11. Yeah, because we're up 2, but we're down 1. So we're sitting at 11 IPCs, plus a bonus of 5, brings it to 16, but we kept $1, so 17. 17 IPCs to the the Italian coffers, and that'll bring us to the next nation. ANZAC, round 3, coming in with 10 IPCs, and they will be purchasing a transport and keep $3. Let's get to the combat moves. For combat, we got the transport going, collecting an artillery and a guy going 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. And then the cruiser coming 1, 2, 3 as well for an offshore bombardment. So we got these 2 at 2 and an offshore bombardment against the 2 Japanese soldiers in Java. That's it for combats. We'll watch Adrian and Peter roll that out. Yeah. Well, this one actually matters quite a bit. We'd like to win this one, so we're going to show this.
Okay.
So Peter,
2 at 2, 1 at 3.
Peter, throw yours in.
Yes.
Oh no, Adrian, can you get this in?
High five for the camera.
No hits back at all. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh well. Well, so sad for us. Oh, we need an ANZAC chip here, Peter.
Okay.
Go ahead. That's the Dutch flag that they're flying, and the Dutch are out of this because they are firmly in our grasp. Anyways, so an ANZAC flag goes to Java, and yeah, purchase place. 2 guys went here, Everyone else
3.
went up to Queensland. So yeah, really not a whole bunch to discuss there. They collect 14 IPCs plus the 3 they kept, so 17 IPCs going to the ANZAC coffers, bringing us to the final nation. France, round 3. So what do they got? They got a cruiser here, they got 2 infantry and a fighter here, and well, an infantry here and an infantry there. So we'll just quickly see how Peter moves them. Maybe I'll just show it. Let's just... That guy goes there. That guy goes there. The fighter lands in Norway. Cruiser stays. Remember, it can only move 2 spaces.
Yeah, I think I'll put it up here.
Okay, cute little spot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so exciting. Let's move to round 4. Russia, round 4. Exact same purchase as last time, exact same money as last time. 34 IPCs, 6 infantry, and 4 artillery. All right, let's see what they got cooking for combat. So we have a minor attack on Ukraine, coming in with 2 infantry and artillery and 2 fighters. And then we have a pretty major attack coming into Finland. So we got 2 infantry, a mech, 4 tanks, a fighter, and a attack bomber coming into Finland. All right, we will roll that out. Okay, so this is how it ends up here. He loses everything but the tank and takes Finland. He loses everything but except for planes, the artillery, and takes Ukraine. And then when we went ahead and did the non-combat move, forgot to discuss that first. That's fine. Consolidate a whole force here. Looks like 6 infantry, still the 7 tanks, 5 mechs, and 4 artillery, plus the 2 fighters and 2 anti-aircraft guns in Bryansk. Purchase placed there. We got 2 infantry in Smolensk. These guys just stayed as buffers. Placed a purchase here of 2 infantry and an artillery. Moved up 2 guys and 2 artillery into Karelia there. Yeah, that's actually pretty much it. So this is a big money counting round. We pulled our sub back because we were afraid of losing it, but that opens up a bonus for him of 5. And he's got Finland for a bonus of 3. So that's a bonus of 8. And they're sitting at 36. So that means that Russia is actually at 44 IPCs. And that brings us to the next nation. Japan, round 4. Coming in with 67 IPCs. Adrian has picked a wonderful purchase while we were fiddling on the Europe side. 3 subs, a destroyer, 2 transports, man artillery. Did I say 2 fighters? What? You couldn't see it. That's it right there. It's exactly 67 IPCs. So, that brings us to the combat move. For combats, we have a destroyer and sub splitting off, going 1, 2, 3 into this cruiser, and 2 subs going 1, 2, 3 into this cruiser and transport. So that's juicy. That's money. Hopefully the dice love us. Splitting off 3 infantry and a tank into Burma. Splitting off 1 guy into Sichuan, and the guy from, what was it, Kansu goes down to Qinghai or something. And then the rest of the stack goes into this poor little mech infantry that was left behind. I feel sorry for him almost. Okay. Without any further ado, let's get right into those rolls. Okay, took Yunnan, no problem, lost a guy. Took Calcutta, lost no guys. Oh, these were a bit sadder. I mean, we killed the cruiser, but it killed us back, so the transport lives. We killed this cruiser, but it killed... Well, we missed the first 2 shots, so the cruiser was allowed to shoot back. It killed the sub, but then we got the hit, which knocks out the cruiser and the transport. But unfortunately, we're losing some of our chaff, so that feels bad. Yeah, those are the fights. That's how they went. Pretty big, taking Calcutta. This goes down to a minor, if you wouldn't mind, Taylor. And yeah, we'll see what Adrian has cooked up for a good non-combat move here. Okay, so for non-combats, we got fighter and tac bomber here. I wasn't even paying attention. I was over there, so I have no idea. I'm just going to go off of what I see here. A guy here, a guy here, a guy here. 2 guys here, 2 artillery here. These guys fought. These guys fought. This all looks like this. The fleet came down here, so we got 3 fighters on the fleet. And we got the 3 loaded transports. So we got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 land units for these 3 transports. The subs here that fought. These 2 guys have been living life since like round 2 or something. I can't remember. Yeah. The really exciting part is that Japan is sitting at 58 on the board. But they get a bonus of 5, which will put them at 63. But if you recall, India had $10 in those sweet coffers. So 73 IPCs going to the Japanese coffers. We'll just get Adrian to place this buy We'll do that off camera so we can just move right to the next nation. USA round 4, coming in with 70 IPCs. It's 70 on the board, right? We'll double check, but we have a purchase of 5 bombers and 1 destroyer. That is 68 IPCs. 5 times 12 is 60, plus 8 is 68 IPCs, likely keeping 2 IPCs. We're pretty sure that he has 70. It's
Correct. Yeah.
okay, 70 it is. Perfect. All right, put it over here on the Pacific side because I imagine that's where it's going, but they could always surprise us. Let's get into their combat move. On the Pacific side, he's got 2 transports breaking off, going 1, 2, 3. They are offloading 2 infantry and artillery that is upside down. Maybe I should leave it upside down so it'll roll poorly. I don't know if that's a thing. So 2 infantry and artillery and a tank attacking our infantry and artillery in Sumatra. And then we got the 3rd transport going 1, 2, 3 into Malaya and capturing Malaya with the remaining infantry and artillery. So America will go up 7 for that. That's 4 and 3. Over on the Europe side, they are breaking out, or breaking in rather, into the sea zone. It looks like they're attacking with, is that 2 fighters and a destroyer with two anti-aircraft guns backing up, and that's the cruiser battleship combo. And then they are making a landing and using a fighter, and they'll be making a landing with the remaining units that were in Gibraltar. Yeah, so all of this all pushes into Algeria. That's just we'll see how that goes. That's all we'll say about that. And I think that's it for combats, right? You got the one in Algeria sea zone, and then the island in Sumatra, right, Taylor and Peter?
Yeah, my side done.
Okay, great. We'll roll that out, and we'll be back with how it ends up. On the Europe side, going pretty typical over here, we got 2 hits back on them. We lost our fleet, obviously, but we damaged the carrier, and we knocked out the destroyer that was hiding behind this carrier. And then we won this land battle with 1 fighter left. Brutal. And he completely took Sumatra. So what we've noticed about this game is that for the money isles, the attacker gets it, the defender gets no hits. That's just the way it is. That's the way the dice have decided that the money isles will go for this game. And that's just, it stayed that way. So the full American force here, America has taken Sumatra and Malaya. They've gone up 7. We'll get into their non-combat now. So for non-combat, we got the fleet coming 1, 2, and living here. So they got their attack bomber, 3 fighters, and stuff happening here. Okay, so that has to live here. That has to live there. That's that. And then their purchase from before. Oh, they got a little interesting thing happening here. They put 2 subs here, 2 subs there, and another sub there. So that's an interesting little development that they've chosen to do. And they brought their carrier down here, and 4 of the subs and a destroyer came up from here as well. And the bomber just lives there. Bomber stays there. Peter's nodding his head. So that looks like that. Oh, yeah, and then they brought attack and a fighter up from down here as well for that. And over here, all of this moved, so there's not much that can happen here. I mean, the bomber died, the fighter died, but this remaining transport won 1, 2, and it's here ready to pick up. And then a mech move. Where did this mech come from? From the west coast? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it came from the west side, from San Francisco. It went 1, 2. So it lives there now. It's probably going to go like 1, 2 and grab Brazil or some shenanigans like that. That'd be a smart thing for them to do. That's what we're expecting them to do. So America is sitting at 57 IPCs on the board. It makes sense because they're down 2, bringing them to 50, but up 7, bringing them to 57. The only thing I forgot to mention is that the destroyer and 5's bombers went to the western seaboard there. Makes sense. 57 IPCs plus 20 would equal 77 IPCs, and he kept 2 from his purchase. So 79 IPCs. Ouch, 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 ouch. 79 IPCs going to the American coffers, bringing us to the next nation. China, round 4, coming in with 5 IPCs. We said 5 IPCs, so they purchase obviously 1 guy and they keep $2. This is how it looks now. They got 10 infantry in Shenxi. They're relatively surrounded. They got their fighter, the Flying Tigers, in Xikeng. Let's see how they do their combat move. For combat, they break 7 guys off the middle and spread them out in all directions. So they got 2 going here, 3 going there, and another 2 going up there. So they take those 2 for free. We got a fight of 3 versus 1 here, and a fight of 2 and a fighter versus 1 here. We'll roll those out and be back with them. Complete success for the Chinese. And then they slip another chip under the stack in Shenxi. So there's 4 guys there now. And they land the fighter there as well. They collect 6 IPCs plus the 2 they had back from their purchase. 8 IPCs go to the Chinese coffers. And that will put us into the next nation. Germany, round 4. They are coming in, or me specifically rather, is coming in with 57 IPCs. We're going to do a spicy purchase here. We got 4 TAC bombers and 2 tanks. That comes out to 56 IPCs, so we keep 1 IPC. Let's see what we've cooked up for a combat move. For combat move, we're going to snake 2 guys out of Poland. The transport goes 1-2 and drops them off in Finland, and the 2 fighters come off the carrier and attack the tank, that is the Russian tank in Finland. This remaining stack of 7 infantry and 1 artillery go into the Baltic states. 1 guy steps out of eastern Poland into Belarus. Yep, into Belarus. The attack bomber comes 1-2. Here. And then the big stack that was in western Ukraine comes down and attacks Ukraine. And that is actually it for our combats. We'll double check. No, that is it. That is it for combat moves. Let's roll them out. Okay, looking pretty good here. So we got Finland. Oh, forgot to put a marker on that. We knocked out Finland, and he got a hit back. And then, true to form, remember how we said Taylor cannot hit 2s. The trade-off is he hits 1s like a maniac, but he still can't roll 2s, and that's good for me on this side. So we took the Baltic, we took Belarus, and we took Ukraine. We got them all for free, so that brings us up 4 IPCs, 6 IPCs. So this is how it looks now, just after combat, and we're going to slide into the non-combats now. For non-combat moves, we brought the 2 tanks that were here. We brought the 4 tank, not the 2, the 5 tanks that were in Germany. We brought them into eastern Poland. 4 tanks from western Germany go to Poland. 1 tank was here, went here, I believe. Oh, and 4 tanks that were here went here. So, yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff moved east, guys. I'm sorry. It's tough to keep track of it all. So the fighters that started in this season have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and landed on the carrier, which also went 1, 2. So the subs are chilling there with the carrier. It's not in Sweden. It's all in season 113. And then the 2 fighters that were here have gone 1, 2, and landed here. Everyone that was in Paris has gone up to western Germany to do shenanigans there. So we got 3 infantry, a mech, an artillery, and 2 fighters and 2 anti-aircraft guns defending western Germany right this moment. And over here, the mech has gone 1, 2, and the tank that was in northern Italy has come off the transport into Algeria as well. Might have served us better elsewhere, but like, I don't know. Like, let's just see if we can keep 1 Italian fighter alive. It'd be kind of cool. Kind of sad how little Italians are left on the board. So we place our purchase of 2 tanks and 4 TAC bombers right there. That concludes Germany's turn. I'll quickly count up their income and collect it. So, I say this with great pains. We're sitting at 50 IPCs as Germany in the 4th round. 50 IPCs for the 5th purchase. And that's all thanks to Norway being down, which is only worth 3, but the astute observer will notice the bonus, the bonus tracker will know that because we lose 5 IPCs when we lose Norway, we actually lose 8. So if we had Norway, we would have 58, but we only have 50. But that's all right. We're going to make do. We're going to come back strong. Purchase has been placed. 50 IPCs collected for Germany, bringing us to the next nation. Britain, or UK, round 4. Coming in with, how many IPCs, Taylor?
It was 36, I believe.
36, but you're only spending 34, right? 34 IPCs, purchasing 4 of the 6 damage on this, making this an operational naval base with 2 damage on it. And so here's the 4 damage right here, purchased. And with the remaining 32 IPCs, purchasing a carrier and 2 transports. That will leave them with 2 IPCs. All right, so that's what they have over here, and this is kind of how it looks. They got a jumble of stuff here in the Middle East, looking pretty strong down here. They're pretty strong navally, at least on this side of the Baltic Ocean. That's the purchase, so ignore that. This is how it looks for them. And over here, they got all of this. This gets repaired automatically, a genius move by them. So they got a repaired carrier now, and they got a cruiser here, and they got 2 guys in Borneo that can't move, and then they got the stuff from West India. All right, let's get into their combat moves. For combat, all that Britain is going to do is bring 2 transports into 110 from 109 and drop a guy in Normandy and a guy in Holland. That is it for combats. We'll get into the non-combats. Well, for non-combats, they got a slew of stuff happening. These 2 fighters left. They went 1, 2. Where'd they go, Taylor?
They're over here.
Okay, they're over here, yeah. So one landed on the carrier to fill the last slot. The other one went into UK proper. Those guys are chilling, living life, live, laugh, love, all that. 2 planes landing in Season 98, going to be caught by that carrier. We got 2 TAC bombers living in Syria. We just got all kinds of mess happening here. So I guess maybe the abandonment of Egypt is happening in favor of going to more hostile areas. I feel like they've had enough vacation time, haven't they, Taylor? They haven't really done much all game, have they? No, yeah, just nothing happening there. It's all chill. Then we had this cruiser that was here, has gone 1, 2, as well as the repaired carrier has gone 1. So that is that. That is a wrap for Britain's turn. We got to count up their money because they're probably bringing it in large. I mean, so also the West Indian guys went and took Eastern Persia. It's not worth anything, but it's still pro-allied, so they're allowed to move in there on their non-combat. So,
Took Northwest Persia as well.
Oh yeah, and they also took Northwest Persia. So yeah, just gathering up so much oil. It's funny that this isn't a bonus for Britain, only for Italy and Germany, because there's tons of oil here.
It is in Bloodbath.
Yeah, I guess it would be a bloodbath, yeah. All right, bloodbath, maybe on the channel someday. Anyway, what have I not covered? You can probably just go ahead. We all know those are going to the Mediterranean, so you can go ahead and put those there. And then, do you know offhand how much IPCs you have, Taylor?
I think it's 40.
Now let's count it up. Okay, after a brief count, they are up 11. Oh my goodness, what is happening here? All right, we're back from whatever that was. 41 IPCs goes to the British coffers on this side, but they kept 2 IPCs, didn't they? So 43. 43 goes to their coffers, and we move into the next nation. Yeah, Italy, round 4, coming in with 17 IPCs, but we're only going to get 5 guys. I mean, we had a much spicier one thinking before they did all this, smashing into the Italians. It's kind of sad. Oh, just the sad wet noodle that is Italy. All right, okay, so yeah, we got this. Got to see what combats we have here. For combat, push the 2 guys from southern France into Normandy with a bomber, and 3 guys step off of France into Holland, Belgium. That is it for fights. We'll roll those out. Okay, those fights went pretty well. We lost nothing here, and we lost 1 guy there. We took this back for Germany, and we secured Normandy for ourselves as Italy. Okay, let's get into the non-combat. Okay, and this is how it looks at the end. So 3 guys stay here. But 3 guys... Yeah, 3 guys just stay here. And anyway, there was 5 guys here. 3 of them left to go here, and 3 of the purchase went there. And 2 of the purchase went here. So that makes sense, because there's 4 guys here and 6 guys here. The 2 tanks went here. The anti-aircraft gun goes there. The bomber lands in southern Italy. The fighter lands in southern Italy. C'est fini. C'est fini. We kept 2 IPCs, and what are we at? We're up 2, 3, 4. But we're down 1. So 13 IPCs plus 2 is 15 IPCs to the Italian coffers. And we slide into the next nation. ANZAC, round 4, coming in with 17 IPCs, buying themselves a shiny carrier. Totally ahistorical, but they can do it, so they're going to do it. All right, this is how the board looks with their 4 fighters here and a destroyer here and a transport here and all this garbage that we don't like. Let's see what they do for their combat move. For combat, they take their transport and slide it up to here and take the Celebes, and then their destroyer, which started where? Here. Goes 1, 2, 3 and attacks the sub there. And the 2 of the fighters go 1, 2, 3, 4. But remember, they started an airbase, so then they can go 5 and land on this shiny new repaired British carrier. All right, we'll roll out that 1 combat and see how it ends. Okay, so they totally expected outcome. Knocked out the sub and landed here. And then the transport went 1, picked up the 2 guys here, 2, 3, and dropped them off in Java. So the money islands look deplorable for the Axis right now. Look at that stronghold. Oof, what a nut to crack right there. Okay, purchase placed. He's leaving behind 3 infantry and 2 fighters for a good measure, I suppose. Just in that strategic spot. And I guess that concludes ANZAC's turn. They're collecting 17 IPCs. They don't have any bonuses.
One left over.
And one left over, so 18 IPCs, bringing us to the final nation. France, round 4. We got, what do we got? There's a fighter in Norway. There's a, is that a destroyer or a cruiser over there?
That's a cruiser.
It is a cruiser in 109, and they got an infantry here and here. So, all right, Taylor, show us how you want to move that stuff. Okay, one Frenchman from Egypt to Alexandria, one from Anglo-Egyptian Sudan up to Egypt. Fighter lands in London, and the cruiser from 109 goes into 110. That concludes round 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we slide into round 5. Next nation. Russia, round 5. Coming in with 44 IPCs, and they will be buying just so much stuff. 8 infantry and 5 artillery. 8 infantry, 5 artillery, that comes to 44. It's kind of like a 1914 purchase. All right. So that is their purchase, and we will get right into their combat move. For combat, stepping into Finland with 2 infantry and 2 artillery. The fighter, one of the 2 fighters starting in Bryansk, goes into Belarus, and 2 guys step out of, they come from Leningrad, correct? 2 come out of Leningrad to assist the fighter in taking out the one Belarusian German there. The other fighter has gone 1, 2, 3, and will completely sack this German transport. That is fine. What else happened? That's it. Those 3 combats. So just roll here, and over here. Oh yes, of course, over here. I don't know if we've touched on this, but there has been 5 guys in Namur. 1 has stepped off to take Korea, and 2. Let's grab 2. Let's just grab 1. We only need 1 Russian ship because this is a liberation for China. So we'll grab 1 Russian ship from you, and that goes to Korea, putting Russia up 3 IPCs. That's a Japanese ship there. All right, so this means that Mongolia is now true neutral. We don't have to worry, as Japan, we don't have to worry about going into Russia and these guys popping up. They have broken the pact. They've declared war. So now it is truly the complete Axis versus Allies. There's no peace between Japan and Russia even anymore. This game is getting real hot, real violent. Okay, let's roll out these 2 fights and be back with the result. All right, took Finland, but at a heavy price. That one German-Finnish guy was, he was like Sisu, I guess. He just is not having it. Although that would, yeah, if he was a Finnish, not German. Anyway, and this, the Belarusian guy went out with a whimper. So that concludes the combats. We'll get into the non-combat now. So for non-combat, over here, he just put 1 more guy into Manchuria, and then the other guy went to Buryatia. The stack that was in Bryansk has moved into Tambov with a tank, and 6 of the 7 tanks have gone here, as well as the mechs. 1 infantry, the 1 plane landed here. The only thing defending Leningrad is the 1 fighter. It was a sacrifice to take out the German transport. Perhaps a worthy sacrifice. And then 2 blockers set up in Bryansk and Rostov. Very, very clever. I believe that concludes the Russian turn. Let's count up how many IPCs they get. Oh, yes, of course. Place the buy and I'll count the IPCs. All right, so, yeah, exactly. Yeah, 44. 44 IPCs go to Russia. The purchase is placed 2 artillery and 1 infantry here. 5 and 5. 5 infantry and
3 and 7.
That makes sense. Thank you. 3 and 7. Goes 10 and then 2, but he only purchased 4.
Yeah, but then there was 4 in the 1 pile and 1 in the other.
Oh, you're right.
I
yes.
It
It
was
was
a little bit because I wanted to put the 2 artillery.
You only have 10
2 correct. It was 7 and 5.
10 factories.
7 infantry, 5 artillery, dispersed between Stalingrad and Moscow. You guys just, you can see it here. I'll do a still right here. You guys can pause it and count it up yourselves. Okay, that is how it all looks. We end Russia's turn, move into the next nation. Japan, round 5, coming in with 73 IPCs, thanks to their Calcutta takedown here. Still not looking very healthy down here in the money area. Let's just move away from there. All right, to the purchase. 4 subs, 3 destroyers, transport with our infantry and artillery, and a fighter. Let's see what we got for the combat move. Oh, these fighters should be actually down here. All right, let's move into the combats. All right, there was a whole bunch of deliberating done by Adrian and I, so to just figure out what the best possible move is. Yeah, so what we ended up doing is changing up the purchase to getting a 4th destroyer and ditching the transport. So we ditched the transport, gotten a 4th destroyer. Now it's perfectly 73 IPCs. Before it was 72, now it's 73 because transports are 7 and this is 8. All right, so for combat, we have taken an artillery and split off to Iwo Jima, picked up the guy, and went 1, 2, 3, landed in Midway. And then, okay, and then just had to wipe my lens a little bit there. And then from the other guy, so that left 1 infantry in Tokyo. He went 1, 2, 3 on a transport and took Alaska. So we're taking Alaska, we're taking Midway, and we're taking the Solomon Islands. Now, strategically, that looks ridiculous and dumb. But actually, these are all to do with bonuses and long-term strategy. And because there's no American transports in this area, they're not entirely stupid to do these moves. All right, so now there's some free transport sitting around, and that we will not abide. 1 fighter comes 1, 2, 3, and takes out these 2 transports. Another fighter comes from Kwangtung, 1, 2, 3, and takes out the 1 in 37. And 1 from the Philippines goes 1, 2, and takes out the 1 in 44. That's all good and fun. We got 2 infantry and a tank have gone pushed into Sichuan, and a guy from Kwai Chao as well with the attack bomber, 1, 2, 3. And these guys are staying put. That's all staying put. I think I've covered all the fights. It's kind of always... Oh, yes, and a guy stepped out of India into West India, chasing that stack all on his own. So that's fun. All right. I think we've covered it all, hey? All right. Well, we'll roll out what needs to be rolled out, and we'll be back with the results. Okay, so we took some stuff. We took this out, only lost 1 guy. Took out transports, took out transport, captured Solomon Islands, took out the 1 guy Midway, and we even kept both of our guys. Took Alaska, no problem. That is all the combat, and that actually puts us in a... Even though we don't have the money islands, I think hopefully we're going to be in a decent spot when we count it all up. Let's get to the non-combat move first. For non-combats, we're splitting up the troops, leaving 4 here, coming out with 7 into artillery and 3 into artillery. So, and that way, the carrier comes and picks up the fighters that had fought here because it had to. The fighter that was here came back. Land units stayed. The whole fleet and everything that was there has all gone to the Caroline Islands, as well as the fighters. So that it looks like that. These guys have... Adrian, shall we consider putting them here instead? Or here? I don't know if I like it here or not.
Yes.
Do we like it there? That's his 6 units versus your 5. I mean, you have better dice, but he's got 4 and 5 infantry and 1 fighter. Yeah. 5 infantry and 1 fighter versus your 5 units. So, Kwai Chao. We like Kwai Chao better. Kwai Chao, it is. All right, let's move over here. Yeah, so that's all that. And we will see Adrian place the purchase now. So the purchase has been placed. We got 4 destroyers and a sub and a fighter, infantry, artillery there, and 3 of the subs go here. All right, let's count up what we got. Well, so we just counted it all up. You guys good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. We counted it all up, and we're actually kind of in the pits for money for Japan. We're at 43 IPCs. That's how much it hurts when you don't have the money aisles. But we do have a bonus of 10. We got 5 for Calcutta. And we got 5 for that wonky bonus that is put in the game. If they own these 5 specific islands, and it's not any or, it's all 5. It's very specific, but we own all 5. I can't even remember what they are, but we have them all because we checked. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something. It's wild. What we got them. So that's that. We got the 5 bonus for that, the 5 bonus for that. So that brings us from 43 to 53 IPCs, and we kept no, we didn't keep a buck. We did not keep a buck. So exactly 43 IPCs to Japan, bringing us to the next nation. America, round 5, coming in with 79 IPCs. Coming with 79 IPCs, purchasing for themselves 2 infantry, 2 artillery, 2 destroyers, a bomber, carrier loaded with 2 fighters. Very, very interesting purchase. Looks very fun. All right, and actually they went ahead and went straight into the combat move. So it looks like we got a carrier, battleship cruiser, loaded carrier of aircraft, a fighter, and tactical bomber attacking the loaded Japanese carrier there. This one stayed behind. Is that it over here? Just this? Going this way? That's everything in the south, in the Indian Ocean, and whatever you call this, where the Pacific meets the Indian. Where I don't know what that area is called. South Asia. The Bermuda Triangle. Peter. Funny jokes from Peter. All right, and over here, he's got. It looks like almost everything that can make it is trying to come here. Is that I'm not seeing the 5th sub.
This one?
Oh, the 5th sub has gone and attacked the transport that we landed there, the pesky transport, and the other 4 are attacking here with 5. Is it 5 bombers?
That's 5.
5 bombers, and 1 bomber has stepped off of either the west coast or off of Hawaii, has gone 1-2, and is attacking that transport. That's really not a whole lot to roll, just kind of a big fight here and middle-sized fight here. That's all that gets rolled, right? So, yeah, sorry, yes, of course. We do forget that America does have an Atlantic side, and this game's ever so slightly. We have this fighter coming and stepping off, and this carrier just gets repaired because the British fixed this. So, carrier's repaired, fighter steps off, sinks this. That's it on this side. We'll roll those fights out and be back with how they end up. Right before rolling the first dice, they just decided to get rid of the bomber and purchase a... Guys, calculators have to be there. And purchase a transport and 2 infantry instead. That equals 13. But actually, funny enough, the original purchase cost 78, so they had $1 to spare. So they took away the bomber, giving them 13 IPCs more to spend, and they're spending it on this. So this is the new purchase. Now we'll get into rolling them dice. All right, so the fights went. We submerged our sub and we kept the fighter unscrambled. But we got no hits back. So the bombers and subs destroyed the destroyers, and then the bombers landed here. Over here, they smashed through this. We got 1 hit back. He took it on the battleship. Those are only fights here, and then he moved down this way and is landing here, or not even landing. It's just Navy. He's got no transports anymore. And that destroyer is living life there, just happy right there. That's cute. That's fun. Okay, is that it? That is not it. Over here, we have 1 carrier has gone 1, 2, 3 over to probably protect the British transports that are going to take back Cyprus, I imagine. And 1 transport has gone 1, 2, 3 to catch the... Oh, over here, yes, 1, 2 to go to season 106, and there was nothing here, right?
Yeah, these went 1, 2, 3. Like these ones that were here.
Ah, yes.
3.
Okay, thank you.
The carrier went 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha. I'm paying such little attention to America on this side. My goodness. Thank you, Taylor, for recapping. I think that's actually it for America, right? Okay, America is still sitting at 57. Just kidding. They're sitting at 55. And we took away a bonus of 5, so that puts them... Oh, did you keep... No, you didn't keep any money. You used all 79 IPCs. You were at 77 with bonuses. Okay, 55 plus 15 should be right at 70. Right? Does everyone concur? 55 plus 15 equals 70. Internet, chat, you all concur. Okay, that moves us into the next nation. China, round 5. Purchasing, but they're 8 IPCs or 7? What do you have?
We had like 9.
8, I believe.
7 plus 2, I think. Wasn't it?
It was 8.
8 sounds right.
8, I believe it was 8. Chat, tell me, guys. Tell me I'm right. It was 8. Otherwise you bought it 3, not 2. So buying 2 infantry, keeping $2. For combat, moving 1 guy from Xi'an into Chahar, and the stack of 4 infantry and the 1 fighter go down into Sichuan. Now, I mean, normally this would be... He's probably still favored, but we're really terrified because it's Taylor rolling the 1s. So, yeah. Anyways, we'll just roll this fight out and see how it goes. Incredible. The 1s have abandoned Taylor. We only lost 1 guy and killed all 4 of... When I say we, I mean Adrian. The dice are turning around for Adrian. What a wonderful fight. We'll let Peter and Taylor organize the remaining Chinese units however they wish. Okay, so this is how it stacks. They slide down to here, land the fighter here, place their purchase of 2 here, so there's 5 infantry here now, and move this guy over to here, and then they have $3 here, so this actually brings them to 6 plus 3 is 9, plus the 2 they kept is 11 IPCs going to the Chinese coffers, and that'll bring us into the next nation. Germany, round 6, coming in with 50 IPCs, dead even, purchasing 2 bombers, transport fighter, 3 infantry. All right, let's go into the combat move. So for combat, 4 fighters and 4 attack bombers go to Norway, trying to wipe out that infantry and tank, and that should do that, and that should do the trick. This tank has gone 1-2 into Morocco, out of Morocco. And everything that was in Western Ukraine and Ukraine has stepped into Bryansk to attack this one guy that I shoved into the corner. But this guy that I'm pointing at, he's in Bryansk. But I just wanted to put everything I had in there. And 2 guys from Ukraine, so not everything, but 2 guys from Ukraine step off with attack bomber to take out the guy from Rostov. Alrighty, 2 guys step off the Baltic states into Novgorod, as well as 4 tanks from Poland going wham into there to take that out. And then what else was in the Baltic states was 5 guys and 1 artillery going to attack the 2 infantry in Belarus. I think that is all the attacks. Yeah, I talked about that at the start. That was my first comment that I talked about. These guys have to sit tight. Everyone just sits tight and takes it easy. Breathe easy, breathe chill. Yeah, we talked about that. We're good. Okay, let's roll out these 2 fights and we'll be back with the result. Okay, the smashing of Russian units and them rolling back poorly has just continued. So, no hit back here, no hit back there, and even the fighter didn't get a hit back. The one guy in Bryansk got a hit back on the massive stack, so that's good for him. It's what Taylor can't roll in Russia, he makes up for rolling as the British. This infantry and tank both got a hit back, so I had to opt to lose a fighter and attack bomber for this daring air raid. That's the result of the combats. We'll be back with how the non-combat looks. Okay, so 2 fighters. These are 2 fighters, right? Yeah, 2 fighters land here. The other one here. Another fighter placed. 2 bombers placed. 3 attack bombers here. And yeah, so there's 2 fighters here, 2 fighters there, 3 attack bombers, and 2 regular bombers. 3 infantry, a mech, and an artillery, and 2 anti-aircraft guns are all sitting in Western Germany. And then there's Italians spread around thinly on the shores there. So that is how it looks at the end of Germany's turn. 3 infantry placed here, and the attack bomber lands in Ukraine as well. So that concludes Germany's turn. We'll quickly count up how many IPCs they get. So after it's all counted up, Germany is sitting still exactly at 50, it seems. Oh yeah, you know why? Because we're down 2 for Normandy. Italy went and collected that. So we're down 2 there, but the big one is we're down 3 in Norway. But because we're at 50, but because we have Leningrad, we have 55 IPCs for the bonus there. So that's wonderful. That's great news. That'll bring us into the next nation. UK, round 5. But before we do that, we forgot to roll a convoy over here for this one American fighter sitting in C-Zone 99. It's going to convoy potentially 2 IPCs away from Germany's round. One IPC, so Germany's income is at 54, not 55. All right, on to UK's round 5. This is the purchase. Golly. All right, so we got these 2 for 24. 15 brings it to 39, and another $4 or IPCs brings it to 43 IPCs. Even purchase. Terrifying purchase. Adrian's got a brave face on. I don't. All right. So with that purchase set over here, let's see what the UK has for combat moves. For combat move, we got the 2 transports coming up here, offloading an infantry and an artillery into Cyprus, this 5 IPC island, only for the Brits. 2 fighters stepping out of the Middle East and attack bomber as well, really wanting to ensure that. And then also grabbing 2 more guys on the other transport and offloading them into Greece, bringing Germany's IPC value down 2 and Britain's up 2. There was a mech and a tank in northwest Persia. They have gone 1-2 and attacked the 2 infantry, the 2 German infantry in Rostov, followed by... Now, where were they? Were they here? They were in Syria, right?
The planes were here.
So the planes were here, so they've gone 1, 2, 3, for one of them has, and the other one has gone 1, 2, 3. So they both only have 1 movement point left. They'll have to land in one of these 3 territories here. I think that's it for combats, right? We got non-combats in the Pacific, and we got non-combats up on the Atlantic, so it's just gung-ho in the Middle East. All right, we're going to roll these 2 fights out. Be back with that result. Very, very predictable outcomes. We got 1 hit back, so he lost an infantry here. We got no hits back. Would have been nicer to get the hits here, honestly. Would have also been more statistical, but just not the way the dice played it out. So those are the results. Let's move to the non-combat. Very interesting non-combats. We got planes landing on these carriers. We got the army steadily moving up northwards. We have this mech going here. We have the Eastern Persians going this way. We have the 2 planes landing in Stalingrad. We have a fortification of Norway taking place. And we have 1 transport heading off to visit the Americans, possibly bring some of them home, home from the British point of view. We have this cruiser didn't start here, right? Where was it? It was here and went up there. Yeah, Peter getting the nod from Peter. And then the British carrier that's loaded with ANZAC planes has gone 1-2 and is buffing up this sea zone, really wanting to ensure safety there. I believe that is it, right? Are we looking at it? That's all the non-combats. You go ahead and place those, Taylor, and I'm going to count up how much money you get, and it's going to be atrocious. Okay, so he's sitting comfortably at 38 IPCs. They've gone from, well, they started 28, but they're up 10. So they're up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they have their bonus, so that puts them from 38 up 5 to yet another 43 IPCs, back to 43 IPCs. We're just wondering why it's so low. Like, we thought it would be higher, but I guess we're assuming because Normandy and Holland are no longer his, so that probably is. We're doing up the math. 43 IPCs, and obviously none here. But 43 IPCs do go into the British coffers, and that will bring us into the next nation. Italy, round 5. Coming in hot with 15 IPCs. I think we'll just grab ourselves 1 infantry and 2 subs. See what we can do with that. We'll see what we can do with that next turn. For this turn, let's see if we can do anything. All right. Before we get too into the Italian round, I forgot to cover where things went. An artillery went here to Egypt. A factory went there. A factory went here. And the naval base went to Norway. There. Now that's placed. We'll get into the Italian movements. So we had no combats, none whatsoever, just shifting guys around. Put 1 guy from France and Normandy, 1 guy into Holland, 2 more guys up, leaving 1 guy behind and catching 2 more, leaving 4 guys here and 2 tanks, 2 anti-aircraft guns, and we slid 2 guys out of northern. We just moved stuff around so it looks like this now. Then we placed our purchase, 2 subs and 1 infantry in southern Italy. That is it. Let's gather that income. 13 IPCs. 13 IPCs going to Italy, bringing us into the next nation. ANZAC, round 5, coming in with 18 IPCs, purchasing for itself 2 transports and 1 infantry, keeping it a buck, keeping 1 IPC. Very fun, very cool, for them anyways. All right, let's see what they got for their combat moves. So there was a transport here. The plane has gone 1, 2, 3. Or the planes and one of these fighters from Queensland has gone 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is gone. That brings us into the non-combat move. All right, so this aircraft carrier has gone up, and this destroyer has come in here, and this transport has gone like this and taken the 2 guys with it and landed them in Malaya as well. That concludes ANZAC's turn. ANZAC should be collecting 17 IPCs, but they kept a buck, so 18 IPCs. Mm-hmm. Sound right? Everybody happy with that? Bringing us to the final nation. France, last nation of round 5, coming in with, no purchase, obviously, but they got 2 infantry and a fighter in London, still, a cruiser and 110, and these 2 infantry here. Taylor, show us what they do. So, 2 infantry stack in Alexandria. The fighter lands in Norway. The cruiser blocks the German transport from coming out for a combat move in Sea Zone 112. That concludes round 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving into round 6. Russia, round 6. Coming in with 44 IPCs, purchasing for themselves 7 infantry, 3 mechs, and 2 artillery.
Oh, sorry, it's 8 infantry.
Oh, it's 8 infantry, is it? All right. Well, we'll just put another guy right on there. There we are. Look at that. How happy for us. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so 8 infantry, 2 artillery, 3 mechs. With that being said, we'll get right into their combat move. As it turns out, Russia has no combat move. So that will bring us into the non-combat move. So for non-combat, leaving a guy in Tambov, actually not leaving him there, rather pushing him up from Volgograd, taking 2 artillery from Volgograd out into, what's it called? Samara, not Tamara, but Samara, stacking everything else in Russia. So they got 7 tanks. Oh, we could put a great chip on top of that. That's unfortunate, but it's okay. Yeah, go ahead. Put a great chip there. Thank you, Taylor. There, nice and pretty. 7 tanks, 5 mech, looks like 17 infantry, and 10 artillery, 2 anti-aircraft guns. The guys that were in Archangel have moved down into Vologda from Archangel. The 2 artillery that were in Finland have moved over into Norway. The 1 man that was in Korea has gone into Manchuria, and then this guy was in Buryatia, whatever, and has gone back into Amur. Is that it? That's it, right? Russia is sitting at 32 IPCs with a bonus of 2. They have lost their Archangel bonus because the British have come and violated it. A bonus of 3. Yes, thank you, Taylor. Bonus of 3. It's not going to let me get away with those shenanigans. 32 plus a bonus of 3 equals 35, moving us into the next... Oh, yes, the purchase. Yes, of course. As you could all guess, the 3 mechs will go down to Stalingrad, and the other 10 units have to go to Russia, so...
Upside down mech. Control of that.
Yes. There we are. So, absolute max defensive capabilities for Russia. It's a very, very competitive purchase. I commend you, Taylor. That brings us into the next nation. Japan, round 6, coming in with 53 IPCs. Adrian has picked a wonderful little purchase of 2 subs, a destroyer, and 1 of each plane, equaling exactly 53 IPCs. Very, very, very fun. All right, let's see what we've got for our combat moves here. So for combat, we got 1 guy stepping out of Kwaichao into Shensi. Everything that was in West India, 7 infantry and 2 artillery, have taken Eastern Persia. We'll get a Japanese round here, guys, if we can. Japan making waves on the Europe side of the board. I mean, this is technically on the Europe side, but the money belonged to this side. It's not really, but now we're really in the Middle East. All right, that's kind of cool. 1 transport is going 1-2, loading up in an infantry and an artillery, and coming down and attacking the Celebes with the plane that was in the Philippines, going 1, 2, 3, and then it can go 4, 5 somewhere else. Carrier has to be picked up by a carrier. 1 destroyer and 1 sub have gone 1, 2, 3. And then 1 fighter has gone 1, 2, 3, and the fighter that was in Japan has also gone 1 and is attacking those 4 subs. And 2 subs have split off here and are attacking that destroyer off the coast of Hawaii there. I believe that is it for the attacks. So we will roll all that out. Oh, Adrian, you got something else to add?
Just want to change.
Taking 1 guy from the Caroline Islands.
Yes,
exactly. So not taking... This infantry has now, what just happened is this infantry, instead of coming from the Philippines, has now come from the Caroline Islands. That's what just happened there. All right. Now let's move into the rolls. We'll do the rolls now. Well, we rolled this out. Wonderful. We only lost 1 sub taking them out. We only lost 1 sub taking out that carrier. Destroyer. Oh my gosh, what's going on? And here, kind of brutal for us. We got 2 hits, and then he got 2 hits. We really wanted the island, and we had to lose the fighter. The bonus of losing the fighter, though, is that we're not forced to stack in this area, which is kind of like a death trap. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise. We will see. Remains to be seen. But either way, we got 1 of the money islands back. That's nice. That'll help us count a little bit more. So let's get right into the non-combat. For the non-combat, stacking everything in Shensi. Oh, you got something else? Yeah, 1 sec, everyone. All right, we are going west after all. 4 guys going west. Those guys took that. What was in Burma is now in the Shan State. We actually stay in the Caroline Islands. That fighter had to land there. This had to stay here. 1 guy up from Kwaichao went to Anhui. Is that correct? Yeah. So that's how it looks. All right, let's collect some income. Placing 2 destroyers and 2 subs here from the purchase. and placing attack bomber, fighter, and bomber there in India. Collecting, well, we're sitting at 47 on the board with Japan, collecting a 5 bonus and a 5 island bonus, bringing it to 57 IPCs. And we will slide into the next nation. Quick correction, everyone. Sorry, we should be down another 3. So we're not at 47, we're at 44. Plus 10 brings us to 54 IPCs. One more than we started with this round with, so huzzah. All right, that really brings us to the next nation. Let's see what America's got. America, USA, coming in round 6 with 70 IPCs on the dot. This is how it all looks right here on this side, and over there it's actually kind of just piddly. They got a carrier and transports and stuff. So we focus on this side more because they are purchasing 1 infantry, 1 destroyer, 1 carrier, 1 TAC, 2 fighters. All 4? Exactly 70, gentlemen? That's exactly 70, that's right, because you had 4 left. This could have been arty. You opted to upgrade a fighter to attack. That's just, that's how it looks. Okay, let's see what they got for their combat move. Also, quick mention that this battleship got fixed. So we really lost that loaded carrier for nothing. Thumbs down. All right, now let's see the combat move. I think I forgot to mention this, but they also bought a little factory here as well. It's cute. So that's the full purchase. For combat, they got a destroyer and a fighter attacking this sub. They have a transport loaded with 2 infantry and a supporting fighter trying to take back Alaska. You notice that a whole bunch is missing here. That's because almost everything else that can make it from here and here to the Caroline Islands has opted to make it to the Caroline Islands. So that is there. And on top of that, they moved the 1 infantry and 1 artillery up into Shan State, and they brought the 6 bombers from Manchuria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Movement points into Shan State, giving these bombers 1 more movement. They will have to land in Malaya with that movement. There is no combats on the European side. It is all here on the Pacific side. So we have 1 combat, we have 2 combat, we have 3 combat, we have 4 combats. Sound right? All right. Which ones? All right. We'll just roll them out and come back with that result. Okay, so completely wiped out the 5 units we had here, and those 5 units shot back and killed the 2 land units he had. He opted to lose the land units and keep all the bombers. So no taking Shan State. Over here, this is all that's left. So he went in with 2 carriers, 4 subs, a destroyer, and 4 fighters, and 2 TAC bombers.
I don't know anymore.
That's what he had, and he knocked out our 2 carriers, our 1 sub, our battleship, and 6 fighters. And so this is how it ended up. You guys can go ahead and put that in your odds calculators at home. I think it should have gone a little bit better for us, but it was probably what happened. This happened, and yeah, so lost the sub here, and over here traded guys, and he got Alaska back. We will get into the American non-combat now, and also see what's happening over on the Europe side with them. So over on this side, all transports have gone up here, and they are potentially going to move with them 2 artillery, a mech, and 3 infantry. And there's 3 transports there. The carrier goes up to join its British cousins. Over here, the bombers land here, and then the fleet, everything else that was here, has abandoned Malaya and has come to Queensland. And the fighter and TAC bomber that had gone 1, 2 have now gone 3, 4 and landed on there. And over here, this destroyer had to stay, fighter had to land, and where's the fighter that was over there? It's come and landed on the carrier, and that stayed put. That was purchased before, and it's just staying here right now, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't want any of the little smoke that Japan could offer.
Yeah, he went there and came back.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's not a problem. All right, let's see that purchase placed and gather income. Okay, full purchase over here. TAC bomber, 2 fighters, carrier, destroyer, and then, of course, a little factory going to Malaya. First time I've ever seen that. Let's collect that income. Okay, so America's down 2. That will put them at 50. But then they're up 7. That puts them at 57. And they got their bonus back, so they're at a bonus of 20. So 57 plus 20 is 77 IPCs, bringing us to the next nation. China, round 6, coming in with 11 IPCs, purchasing 3 infantry, keeping 2. All right, combat moves. A guy steps out of Szechuan, the guy from Suyon into Hopei, the guy from Chahar into Jehol. All walk-ins, so we will get right into the non-combat move. So these 3 guys moved, so they can't go anywhere. And then the stack goes up here, and 3 guys slide under it. So now it is sitting at 7 guys, because it was 4. And the fighter joins them. They collect 11 IPCs, plus the 2 they kept, equals 13 IPCs to the Chinese coffers, and we move into the next nation. We are just remembering that at the end of Japan's turn, there was a bunch of stuff here. We counted it up. It was 7 dice, so we're going to see if they can successfully convoy 2 more IPCs away from Japan. They managed, just from these 2 alone. All right, so whatever Japan had, what did we say it was? 54? It is now 52. 52 IPCs to the Japanese coffers for their round 7 purchase. Into Germany's purchase, 54 IPCs, because he successfully convoyed 1 of our 55 away with that American fighter, if you all recall. So we have 54 IPCs, with which we will purchase 3 bombers and 3 tanks. Let's get into our combat move. Okay, after some consideration, I think we have all of our fights. 1 sub steps out, swims out, sails out of 113 into 112, attacking that cruiser, and all the planes, except for these 2 fighters, will join. The transport that was here picks up 1 guy from Western Germany, so this goes from 3 down to 2. It goes 1, 2, drops off in Finland, 1 guy, and taking 1 guy from Leningrad to join him. The other guy from Leningrad steps into Archangel. A tank from the Bryansk stack has gone 1, 2 from Smolensk. 1 guy has stepped out of Bryansk into Rostov, and 2 guys have stepped out of Tambov. 1 guy steps out of Bryansk into Tambov with the TAC bomber from Ukraine going 1, 2. And then the 2 bombers that were in Western Germany have come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll land 7 here. They are attacking this tank and mech, and 2 infantry are attacking them as well from Ukraine into Rostov. What else has happened? I believe that's it for fights. I'm looking around. I think we're happy. Yeah, I think I covered it all. So let's roll them bad boys out and come back with the result. Okay, resolving combat. We took Archangel. We did not take Rostov. We did not take Tambov. We traded all our land units, but we did not lose a single plane. We wiped them off of there. We took Finland. That's right. We took Finland. That gets replaced with a German chip. Are we out of German chips? Have we taken that much territory as Germany? We'll find one later. It doesn't matter. We took out the cruiser with the sub, no less, so I didn't even have to bring the planes, but, you bring them for good measure. They come for good measure. I think that covers all the fights. Let's just get into that non-combat. Okay, non-combat took way longer than combat. All planes that were here have all landed in eastern Poland. Oh, geez, we got another artillery here. That goes here, so that becomes 6 artillery. Okay. There we go. Becomes 6 artillery. The 2 bombers and the TAC bomber have landed in Bryansk. The stack from Belarus has come in. That guy went there. That guy went there. Transport stays unprotected. The carrier comes 1, 2 as a blocker into 125. 1 sub comes 1, 2, 3 and sits on the juiciest convoy spot that you can sit on as Germany against Britain. There's a juicier one over here, but you have a fat chance. So we're over in 109. These 2 mobile units have gone from Algeria into Libya. I don't know why this. Oh yeah, these were the 5 artillery. The 4 artillery pieces. Okay, I think that is all there is to. Oh, these 2 tanks. How could I forget these 2 tanks? Going to Western Ukraine. There, I think that moves everything that there is to move now. Okay, so we placed a purchase of. Well, I don't know if I mentioned these 4 mechs had to step into here. If you're wondering why in the world would I be pushing any units back, well, if you notice, he's got 1, 2, 3 fighters here that can go 1, because you're not allowed to ship through here, but you're always allowed to fly between sea zones, no matter who's got control of the channels and the straits. So these 3 planes can go 1, 2, and these planes can go 1, 2. So if I just had 3 tanks here and Britain goes next, that would look very ugly for my offensive capability into Moscow. The potential. So we kind of want to not have that happen. Arguably, it kind of weakens this, but It is what it is. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see how Taylor responds to this. So the 3 tanks go there, and the 3 bombers go here.
Okay,
Looking at that, you don't need that smoke either. We push everything into Germany as well, because his fighter can attack those bombers, and that's a trade he would most definitely take. We just don't want any of that smoke. So, all right, let's count up this income. Okay, we are sitting at 52 IPCs on the board, with a bonus of 5 for Leningrad. We don't have the Norway bonus, so 57 IPCs to Germany, and we slip into the next nation. UK, round 6, coming in with their 43 IPCs. They got stuff spread all over. They're just spidered all over the board here. They're in the Med, they're in the Middle East, they're in Southern Russia, they're in Scandinavia. They got a transport on the western side of the Atlantic. They're just all over the place. And they even have a cruiser here and a carrier in Queensland. No one's all over the place more than UK. And they got factories all over the world too, coaling stations. All right, so we got a purchase of 3 artillery, 3 mechs, a destroyer, and a fighter. That's 42 IPCs out of the 43, right, Taylor? I'm getting the nod. Okay, so they keep 1 IPC. Now let's get into their combat move. So for combat, we have the 3 transports coming out here, offloading 1 guy here. Are you allowed to just offload half like that? Does that work?
There's 3 transports.
There's 3 transports. So 1 guy sits on 1 transport. The anti-aircraft gun sits on another transport, and this infantry and tank sit together on the 3rd transport. They attack Archangel with all the planes as well, and 2 guys, 1 infantry and 1 artillery, simply step out of Norway into Finland. That is it for combats here. Any combats here? Nope, 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 nope. Cruiser goes 1-2 and kills that transport. You guys can go ahead and remove that. Okay, so we'll roll out those 2 and be back with the result. Okay, it took that no problem, and we managed to wipe him out completely there. So that's a cute little win for us. That's nice, I guess. All right, let's see that non-combat move, Taylor. I have a sneaking suspicion that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 aircraft are going to be making their way to Mother Russia. All right, so the rest of the fleet comes here. All planes that can go to Moscow have gone to Moscow. 9 British planes, 6 fighters, and 3 TAC bombers. This mech has gone 1-2 into Rostov. A purchase placed here of 1 fighter, 3 mechs, 3 artillery. I'm assuming these 3 artillery are actually supposed to be in Iraq or something, right? There's no.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Where are they?
They are.
In Iraq,
They are, yeah,
which is interesting.
That's where they got built.
Interesting placement rather than like this, but whatever. You pick it. Okay. And then a small consolidation here. This carrier is bringing the ANZAC fighters up over here. That is it for UK's round 6. They are sitting at 38 still. They haven't picked up anything new for themselves. They liberated some Russian territories, but nothing new for themselves. No changes for them. So they're sitting at 38 IPCs on the board, plus a bonus of 5 would put them to 43. But if you all recall, we have a juicy sub right here, for which I'm going to roll 2 dice.
Juice.
3. So just 40 IPCs. But you kept 1 IPC. I dropped a dice there. But he kept 1 IPC. So 41 IPCs going to the British coffers, pushing us into the next. Italy, round 6, coming in with 13 IPCs, and they will be purchasing a sub and a transport for exactly 13. All right, into the combat move. So the 2 subs are going to go 1-2 and attack the carrier, and the bomber and fighter are going to go 1-2 as well and attack the carrier and 1 fighter. We will roll that out. Okay, so fight went pretty well. We lost a sub and lost a bomber, but he lost a carrier and a fighter, which is all right. We placed our purchase here. We pulled the guys from Normandy and Holland into Paris. We pulled the guys from Paris into northern Italy. We landed the fighter here. We placed the purchase. We are sitting still at 13 IPCs. Nothing's changed in that regard, but we have a bonus of 5, bringing us to 18 IPCs, and we will slide into the next nation. ANZAC, round 6, coming in with 18 IPCs, but they're only going to purchase 15 IPCs worth, and that's because ANZAC just has that silly caveat where they can't have a major factory, even if they wanted one. Because all their territories, all their original territories are worth 2, not 3. The rules state you can't have a major if you don't have an original territory worth 3. So they got these 3 units here, spending 15, keeping 3. Destroyer, artillery, infantry. Let's get into their combat move.
Oh, no.
All right, so there was another one after all. So they're attacking, got a transport with the 2 infantry going 1, 2, and then the planes. Both planes or just one? Is there a reason that...
One plane.
Just one plane? Okay, all right. Style points, I guess. More than likely, he actually has schemes for that other one, if I know Peter at all. And then the 2 transports come up, load up 4 guys, and land in the Solomon Islands. So we got 4 at 1 here in the Solomons versus the 1 at 2. They're looking to take away that juicy Japan bonus. Makes sense. It's exactly what we would do to them if the rules were reversed. Let's roll these 2 out and see how it goes. So that went off, and they lost a guy, and this went off without a hitch. They lost no guys. So that'll bring us into their combat move. This battleship isn't damaged, is it? No. It shouldn't be damaged. There's no reason it should be damaged. Okay. That's other ships sliding sideways. No one cares. The battleship lays sideways, and everyone loses their minds. Okay, so yeah, just a few non-combats, and we'll move on. So the carrier comes here. The plane that was in the Celebes lands on the British carrier, not the ANZAC one. It's important to notice the one that was on the other one that stayed has gone 1, 2, 3 and landed in Malaya, and another one here has gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, also landed in Malaya. So Malaya now has 3 fighters and 6 bombers in it, and yeah, this is a mess. If this was a game of just Pacific, we would have given up a long time ago. Just so you guys know, don't think we're like holding on to some false hope that Japan can still win. We're not crazy. We're playing it out. We're playing it out for you guys. It's all for you. So what does that leave us with for ANZAC? Just 17 IPCs again, plus the 3 left over? 17. I'll place or purchase for you because there's only one place I can go.
17 plus 3?
It should be 17 because you're sitting right at 17 with no bonus. Yeah. You don't have all of your originals, but you do have Malaya. Okay. 17 plus 3, 20 IPCs goes to ANZAC, and we move on to the final nation. France, round 6. So we got these 2 guys going here, and the fighter comes 1, 2, 3, kills the transport, and then 4 to Leningrad.
It can do it in 3, but yeah, it goes there.
It can do whatever, but it's landing there. That's what matters, right? And then the 2 guys obviously stay in France, not France. The 2 French guys stay in London, and yeah, these guys have gone this way. That's all you have for French units, right?
Actually, let's go there. I'll stay there. I turn mine again.
Okay, cool. All right, I need to grab that second dice now because we are moving into the next nation. Russia, round 7, coming in with, I said 35 IPCs after I counted all this up and did all the shenanigans, but what it really is 38 because I forgot to count the 3 IPCs that they unfortunately have in Korea. So this is how their board state looks, and they have gone ahead and purchased 6 infantry, 2 tanks, and 2 artillery. So let's get right into the combat move. The only combat that they have that they're opting to do is 2 artillery slamming into Finland. All right, we'll roll that out and see how it ends up. The artillery are victorious. They capture Finland, losing 1, and that was their only combat. So we get into the non-combat move now. You guys can see Taylor placing right now. So just everything that could go to Moscow has gone to Moscow. So that includes the 3 mechanized infantry that were here, the 2 artillery that were here, the 2 anti-aircraft guns, the 3 infantry, and 1 artillery that were here. It's all just come in here, and then the purchase has gone in there. And over here, the stack that was in Manchuria has come down to Jehol, and the 1 guy that was in Amur has come down into Manchuria. So we'll quickly count up how much money they're making, and they'll collect their income. All right, Russia's down 9 on its original territories, bringing it to 28, but then it's up 5, bringing it to 33 IPCs, plus a 3 IPC bonus. 36 go to the Russian coffers, and we move into the next nation. Japan, round 7, coming in with 52 IPCs. Looking kind of bare bones in the Pacific for the Japanese. It's looking just unfortunate, honestly. We have a few subs here and destroyer and subs there, but really not a lot of metal floating anymore. So, the purchase Adrian has picked out here. I guess we worked on it together, but this is what we're going to go with. We got 2 destroyers, transport, 2 fighters, 3 infantry. Let's crack into the combat move now. So for combats, we have some people that were around here. We had a tank. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry. No, not 4. We had 3 infantry, a tank, and 2 artillery. So we have an infantry splitting this way, 1 splitting this way, 1 with an artillery coming down to Sichuan, and the remaining artillery goes here, and the infantry from here goes into there, and the tank has gone 1, 2, and blitzed through China into the motherland there. Over here, we had a stack of 7 infantry and 2 artillery, and it's slamming into Persia, and it's followed by all the planes that were in India. So we got a fighter, 2 attack bombers, and a bomber there. And over here, the only fight we have is this 1 sub has gone 1, 2, 3, and is removing this American transport from the board. So that is it. So we have just a few fights to roll over here. We will roll those out now and be back with the result. Sub wins with no problem. We win here, no problems whatsoever. We took all this. We didn't lose a single guy here. We lost every guy except for 1 artillery. So we managed to take this with 1 artillery and the remaining planes. But Persia is ours for now, at least till the British turn. So we go right into the non-combat move. For non-combat, the 4 infantry go into eastern Persia and all the planes land there. 3 infantry placed. The 3 subs are chilling, or do you have a spot you want them to go? No, they're chilling for now. Okay, they're actually safe here. These guys all moved and attacked, so they all have to stay like this. Everything here stays here with the purchase placed of the 2 destroyers joining the other 2. So we got, looks like 4 destroyers and 1 sub and 3 fighters there now. That sub has to stay up there. All right, so we just have to count up just how much money Japan is getting now. After deducting their originals and counting up their conquered territories, Japan lands at 46 IPCs with a 5 bonus, 51 IPCs going into the Japanese coffers, and we move into the next nation. USA coming in around 7 hot with 77 IPCs, purchasing 4 transports, 4 infantry, 4 artillery, and that's just for that side. And over here, another 2 transports and a tank. Let's get into that combat move. So for the combats, we got 6 bombers in Malaya going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they'll have to land in Korea, attacking the sea zone. And we got a fighter from Hawaii going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 landing in Korea. So that is all attacking this sea zone, and we have opted to scramble. Over here, they got destroyer. My goodness, the blur. We got destroyer and sub combo going up to attack the convoying Japanese sub up there, and those are the only fights on the Pacific side. And then over on this side, we just have one of the transports coming and making a landing in Morocco. So that is now American Morocco. It's no longer German Morocco. All right, so we just have the 2 fights over here to roll out, and we'll be back with that result. So the result over here is that they won without losing a casualty, and they won this losing everything but 1 bomber. And our sub survives, but we lost 4 destroyers, transport, and 3 fighters for that gambit over there. And then over here, obviously, that was just a walk-in. So now we're going to observe the non-combat move. For the non-combat and purchase and place, 2 transports and 1 tank going there. The fleet that was here has moved here. It's got 2 subs in it, destroyer, cruiser, battleship. Actually, the destroyer came from Hawaii. And a carrier loaded with attack and a fighter. And then there was a carrier with 1 fighter here, but it has gone 1, 2, 3. Purchase has been placed here. We got an infantry and anti-aircraft gun that have loaded onto the British transport. And everything that can come here has come here. It looks to me like 3 transports total. Just the rest of the stuff. Everything else that can make it here has made it here. We got a loaded carrier, we got a attack bomber, we got guys in Gibraltar now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, ready to move on to the next nation. Okay, so we got
That's $1 left.
50. Oh, you had $1 left on that buy? All right, so they are sitting at 58 IPCs because they took Morocco and they're up 7 here. So they're at 58 plus 20 is 78 IPCs, but they kept $1, bringing them to 79 IPCs, and that brings us into the next nation. China, round 7, coming in with 13 IPCs, and they will grab for themselves 4 guys with that and keep $1 because there's no option. It's just the only thing they can do. So, this is how it looks right now. They got a guy here, they got 7 guys, and a fighter here. So let's see what they do for their combat move. For combats, they got 3 infantry and a fighter going into here. 1 guy split off here, 1 guy split off there, and then the guy that was here has split off into Shantung. So yeah, they're probably just gonna continue to count big here. So we'll roll this out and be back with the result. All right, so they took this, no problem, and they lost 1 guy doing so. If you want to place these 4, wherever you so choose. We're counting it up. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus the buck they kept would be 12 IPCs going straight into the Chinese coffers. We will see this purchase placed. Oh, 2 guys going there, or 1 guy going there, and the other 3 going somewhere else.
Counterattack over there.
Oh, we're thinking of counterattacks. Hey, we're thinking there'll be a China round 8. Okay, all right. Just there might be.
There, I'm gonna hit him with the planes there.
No matter what turn you're at, no matter how late you're on the game, you make competitive moves. That's the way to play. All right, because you never know. You never know what the dice hold. So we covered how many IPCs they have. We covered where the purchase is placed. That brings us into the next nation. Germany, round 7. Really big turn coming in here. Potentially really big turn. We're going to look at it a little bit. But really big turn. And for our purchase of 57 IPCs, we're going to get 10. So that's $30. And then this is 37. And then these are 10 each. So that'll bring us to 57 IPCs. On the nose. So that's our purchase. 10 infantry, transport, 2 fighters. Let's get right into the combat move. So for combats, we have the sub that was here and a sub that was here are going to go 1, 2, and they're going to kind of suicide into this. We're going to see what comes of this. We got, he's got a destroyer, a carrier, and 2 fighters that we'll get to roll back, but we're going to see if we can get any sort of damage on him here at all. This is the time of Hail Marys. And speaking of Hail Marys, you might be wondering what happened here. Well, this is what happened here. So this is how this fight looks. It consists of our 13 infantry at 1. And then our 2 remaining infantry and 4 mechs and 6 artillery, making 12 at 2. So we got 13 at 1, 12 at 2. We got a boatload of tanks, 4 fighters, and then we got 9 at 4 with our attack bombers and bombers mixed. So he's got 4 anti-aircraft guns. He's got 59 at 2 compiled here. He's got another, what did we say this was? 13? 12. 12 at 3, and then he's got 7 at 4. So yeah, this, you might be thinking, for you seasoned players, you might think I'm crazy for doing this fight. Well, why wouldn't you go and, take your bonus here and your bonus here and kind of back off? Well, I mean, we're already at turn 7, but that's not really the reason for doing this. It's just, with Japan just being dead in the water, it's kind of an all or nothing into Moscow. So I have to take it, and I have to take it and be able to hold it for us to really have any chance of clawing ourselves even a little bit back into this game. So that's what we're going to do. And we're doing it. All right. So we will roll out these 2 major combats, and then we went like 1-2 and took Alexandria. That's nothing to roll there. It's just a walk-in, and it's just cute. Make me feel like I have some sort of control of what's happening on this board. All right. We'll roll out the little one. We'll roll out the big one, and you guys will see very quickly here what the results are. All right. So I've decided, in lieu of having filmed 0 dice rolling in our beautiful Würfelbunker right here, we're gonna roll the Moscow fight before your very eyes. So, starting with Taylor rolling 12 anti-aircraft guns against our 13 planes. He gets 12 dice for his 4 AA guns. Here it is.
3.
4 hits. Those are our fighters. There, our fighters go. This is why I brought 4 fighters, because this is how Taylor rolls 1s, ladies and gentlemen. Twice above odds. So that already is looking disgusting for us. Thank goodness we have all these tanks that will keep the attack bombers rolling at 4s. Yeah, it makes up for the... Yeah, so I was a sly dog and asked Taylor to his face, anything else you want to move, Taylor? And he forgot on the American turn to bring those 2 fighters on that carrier. 1, 2, 3, 4, or just 1, 2... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 into Moscow. So that's my punishment for saying that to him like that. So that's how that went. All right, so now we're going to roll our first round of combat attack against him. 13 at 1, down the pipe. See, that's statistical, Taylor. See, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's, oh, geez, this is how he was supposed to roll. So I didn't even notice. I have one dead dice here, so I get to reroll that. Hey, 2. All right, now it's statistical. 12 at 2, down the hatch. Oof. Oof. Oh, man, heartbreak after heartbreak here. So what this means is I've rolled my 1s and 2s and successfully got rid of his anti-aircraft guns. So you can just wipe those off, Taylor, and now you can start counting hits. Oy, oy, oy. Jeez. Okay, so we had 33 at 3, but he knocked 4 of my fighters out, so now I have 29. This is 10. I'm going to roll 10, 10, and then 9 for my 29 tanks. So here come the first 10. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the second 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a dead one. Rolling the dead one. Hey, another 6, so we're at 12 hits. Now we roll 9. So far we are at, that will put us at 15 hits. And get to roll 1 more dead dice that just flew out of the tower. That's how it works on the channel. Those of you that have seen the other videos, it has to land flat in the tray for it to be considered a legal roll. If it's sideways, if it flies out, it's a dead dice. It gets a reroll. Hey, 4 plus 12. We're at 16 hits so far. All right. And last, my 9 at 4. Hey, there we go. 8 more hits plus 16 is 24 hits. Coming in hot. All right, so that's how it looks with his infantry stack. So out of all of his infantry, we have managed to bring him down to 10 infantry. But it all gets to roll back. You know how Access Now works. These dead guys, they still get their roll. So, yeah. We're terrified, but we're here for it.
I'm rolling 2s, though, so...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at least it's Taylor rolling 2s. That's right. Oh, yeah. You get comfortable for this? All right. 2 hits. All right, 2 hits. How much was it? 10?
That
was the first 10 of how many?
52.
Okay, so you get to roll that 4 more times and then another 2.
Someone keep track of this for me.
All right, yeah. Someone, Adrian or Peter, keep track of Taylor's hits for us here.
Just tracking 2.
Here comes the next 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's at 7. Oh, no. All right. This is 30 down the hatch. 1 more, so he's at 8. 10. That was 4, right? Now just grab 2 more and just roll 12 here. Here's 2. 12 for your... No, wait. Is that right? Is it 52? Oh, dude, 59. 59. So, yeah, roll them 10 again and then 9. There we go. Another 2, so he's at 12. And now just take one of those out and roll 9. 1 more, puts him at 13.
All right.
Okay.
Feels a bit low.
So now he's got, yeah, that does feel low. That does feel low. But hey, we all knew what was happening when Taylor picked up the 2s. So, when he can't roll in 2s, he can make up for in 1s. 12 at 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus, what did he have already? He had 13. He's 13, so he's at 21. Right?
12. It was a 12.
It was a 12. So he's at 20. He's exactly 20 because those are 8 hits in there. That comes out, and here come his 7 at... Oh, sorry. Here come his 7 at... 24, exactly. We both got 24 hits.
Plus the...
Yeah, I actually got 28 hits because of the 4 anti-aircraft guns, but we don't count those. It was a 13.
It was a 13.
Yeah. So it's 25 hits. 25 hits for Taylor. All right, 25 hits for the first round.
The fighters already lost, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that counts. That's true. So you did get the hits on the fighters. Exactly. But at any rate, he lost 24 of his infantry, and I have to pick 25 things to lose here. So we'll do that quick. He perfectly got rid of all the non-tank land units. There they are. That's 25 dead. So now we will get into round 2, obviously. First roll, round 2. 10 of 29 at 3 here. Terrible. 2 hits. Absolutely terrible. Disgusting. Can this roll make up for it? All right. Here comes the next 10. Ooh, 3, 4, 5. Wait, how many hits did I get the first roll?
2.
2. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits, and 1 comes out, and we roll the next 9. So we are sitting at 9 hits on him. Oof. Come on, let's go. Let's go. All right. This will be 29 tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 5 more. Where were we at?
9 plus 5.
We were 9 plus 5, 14 hits so far. Lower than I'd like, but hey, I don't even know what's statistical at this point. I rolled 29 and got 14 hits.
Close.
It's almost
That's
exactly statistical.
almost exactly statistical. What do you know? And I have 9 at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at 4.
2 dead.
Another 4 hits, but 2 dead. So that would be 14 plus 4 is 18. The 2 dead ones coming in at, bringing it to 19 hits.
Go, let's go.
So after all the hits that I got him the first round, he still has 35 at 2. So this is what died here. We just got, how many hits did we just get?
19.
19, yeah. We just got 19 hits. There's 19 dead there, minus 1. He'll get this after he rolls to make up for it. So he lost all of his infantry. He had 10 infantry left, and then he had to lose 9 artillery. All right. Let's see. 35 at 2 coming back at me.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already. That's already 5 dead tanks. 5 dead German tanks. We'll just pull those off camera here.
1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5
2,
German tanks. 2 more
3.
German tanks.
I lost 5.
Last 5. Oof, another 3 German tanks. Turning one of these into 2 of these. Oi, oi, oi. Taylor is no longer messing around with his 2s, ladies and gentlemen. His 2 luck has come back. Because the dice always balance themselves out in the end unless you're Adrian. Now, here we go. We got 2 in there.
Okay, that's close. 8, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, it's still 12 at 3. There you go. We make up for it with that. Only 2 hits so far. Legal. See, this is not quite flat, so it's not legal. So 2 hits so far. That's. But he's got 2 dead. That can make up for that. Hey, that's all right. We take only 2 hits on the 3s. That's nice for us.
So far.
17 so far. All right. Good. And now here come the 4s. 7 at 4. Alrighty. Time hatch. 5. So 22 hits total. We got another 5. My word. Okay, so for every time he's been rolling, I've been pulling chips off. So this is what we have left. We have 7 tanks left. Oh boy. All right. So we have one final round of combat. Likely one final round of combat. We're still gonna hammer in. We're gonna get something here. All right. 7 at 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits for that. Well, at least we're going out with a bang. And then I still got 9 at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6 plus 5. Another 11 hits on him. All right, Taylor, true to form. Taylor staying competitive right to the very end, choosing to keep mechs for any shenanigans that would happen if the game were to continue. What's this? What's this green chip?
That's artillery.
It's actually artillery? Okay, all right. Let the people know. All right, so we got 3 mechs left and 5 artillery left, and so what is dead here is these 11 units. Tell me this is 11. Does this equal 11? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 dead units here. Boy, they're trying to chip us.
I might go back to the video.
Yeah.
I took
1,
off
2,
11.
3,
I don't know what Taylor
4,
took
5,
back.
6, 7, 8.
I
So that
took
green
11.
chip should have come off then.
Oh, okay. The green chip comes off. All right. Oh, that's why that green chip was there. Okay, it was actually casualty. There we go. That makes sense. So 2 artillery and 3 mechs left. All right. So roll your 11. Roll your 11 twos for your dead ones here,
1, 2, 3,
Taylor.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right. These are his dead units. His 11 dead units coming in with 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Oh boy, that leaves us
And 1 dead.
1 dead. Okay, 1 dead. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, no. So 5? 5. All right. We have 2 tanks left. So now you got 12 at 3 and 7 at 4. As always.
Is that just the dead
Oh,
units?
that was just the dead units. Correct. Yeah, you still got another 5 at 2.
You see count how many that was? 5.
You took it.
I took it. Another 2. The tanks are dead. All the mechs now attack at 3. If they get to attack at all, that is. All the attack bombers. Yeah.
12 again.
I mean, in all honesty, with all the tanks being dead, the game is straight just over. But we're going to finish the fight. Because who doesn't love rolling dice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now here come his fighters, and that's it. That is. There's no way his fighters don't get a hit on my final bomber.
Well played. Well
One.
played. GG.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
GG.
Ah, 2 hits.
They tried not to.
Okay, yeah, I tried not to. All right. This is where Adrian and I shake
Good game.
Taylor and Peter's hands. All right. Thank you all for watching this incredible version of Axis and Allies Global. I gotta say, I quite like it. It's quite. Oh, we got our reaction camera there. I would say about this game, I quite like it. Taylor and Peter, any quick thoughts you want to add to this game? More balance in G4, great game. You guys like it? You guys play this again?
1940.
Better than 1940. Taylor appreciates this. It's a bit more balanced. I mean, of course, we're gonna allow the winners to say how much they enjoyed it, because that's props to them. They played a mean game. We did our best, but we could not overcome the monstrosity that is Taylor and Peter. All right. So thank you all for watching, and keep your eyes peeled for the next video. Yeah. Peace out.